Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some Full Metal Demon Muramasa. We last left our heroes. They're probably having an argument between Muramasa and Chachamaru. Those two do not get along well. But hey, that's okay, because I'm having fun. I think we're hanging out with Muramasa, just chilling out. She says breath is a sensation I had long forgotten, and though I hadn't had much opportunity to enjoy it since regaining my human body, my sigh is not intended as practice. Just sighing, chilling out outside. The room is empty. Kageaki is training in the garden again. I could have joined him, but he didn't tell me not to. But I got the impression he wanted to be alone. I am really enjoying this visual novel, guys, and I hope you are too, because it's quite the ride, and it's nice to be able to just relax and enjoy the story. We got some new routes to cover. We got some fun. I'm genuinely enjoying the story. It's so nice. Let's just keep going. Is this my favorite route so far? Maybe. We gotta see. Otori's route had a lot of cool scenes in it. So I'm hoping we get a couple that top that. As although the black hole scene was kind of cool and I'm having a lot of fun with Hikaru and Chachamaru, I don't know if we've had any of the crazy actions. I don't know if we've had enough crazy action scenes. Alright, catch you later, my dude. Oh, be ready. There's gonna be some spice. Alright. I don't have any complaints so far about the route. It's been a lot of fun. But if there's more, there's gonna be more. Now, I suppose he has a lot to think about. I'm looking forward to that stuff. Though, if you ask me, it's all nonsense. That smart-ass monk and our Weasley hostess were obviously trying to manipulate him. I don't know to what end, but it makes my blood boil. Yeah, for sure. Still, it's not my place to tell him not to worry, but he should just ignore their poison-tongued advice. It's the Master's duty to set the path. The Tsurugi is there to provide the needed power. To offer suggestions is one thing, but that's within my right. To go any further, that is to issue instructions, would show that I don't trust his judgment. It'd be a betrayal of his effort to trust me despite all that's happened between us, and I wouldn't ever want to do that to him. So I said nothing and left him alone with his thoughts. Another sigh. I guess I also needed some time to myself. Now that I'm alone in the silence, the fear that lurks in the dark depths of my Shingane rise slowly to the light. I was able to ignore them while Kageaki was at my side, but now there's nothing to protect me. Wonderful.
Daemon.
It's for the best. I'll have to face them sooner or later. Perhaps I really should be grateful for this chance. Alright, let's get to it. As Kageaki's Tsurugi, I too must search for a way to defeat his enemy. Kinsego, Muramasa II. If I had to name the single greatest obstacle to victory, it would be that our enemy has achieved true oneness. Simply put, Kinsego is the embodiment of the Musha ideal. Perfect cohesion between Master and Tsurugi. It's the foundation of their impossible strength and speed. I suspect Minato, Hikaru, and my mother have reached the point where they consider each other one and the same entity, or something very close to that at least. But what about us? Ever since then, I've found my thoughts going more and more to Kageaki. I've noticed a marked improvement in our sense of unity, together with a corresponding increase in combat effectiveness. However...
Mido.
私を必要だって. You said you needed me. Its words come back to me in vivid detail, and I bask in their glow, unable to resist. At the same time, I wonder... Is this wrong? Is the fact that I see my master as a separate entity, another person, preventing us from achieving true oneness? It's been more than 500 years since I became a Tsurugi, and nearly all of that time was spent in darkness. Even when I was released from my slumber 2 years ago, I was still alone, but loneliness was something I knew well. Then came our second joining, and suddenly I had a master for real. He wants me, he needs me at his side. I'm no longer alone. I should have spent the eternity locked in that shrine. The world ill needs the death and destruction I bring. I know that better than anyone, yet there is a joy I cannot fully suppress. I want to take Kageaki's hand and never let go. I want to give him all the strength and support I can. Are these feelings keeping us from realizing our full potential? Kinsego's master and Tsurugi don't treat each other this way. They don't worry about each other's problems and comfort each other when they're down. Even to an outsider, that much is obvious. In a sense, their relationship is founded on a lack of concern, just as a man does not wonder about how his arms and legs are feeling. Good evening, my friend. Is that how we should endeavor to be?
それは
But A third sigh. Something tells me that there will be many more before I'm done. Yeah, Lost About 6 is hella long. There's a lot of scenes. A lot of very long scenes. And a lot of filler fights. Sword's weight feels right in my hand. It's not the tachi favored by Musha and cavalry, but an uchikatana, the sort of weapon carried by foot soldiers. It will take some getting used to in its shorter length and shallower curve, but not as much as I feared. The weapon unfortunately is designed, or fortunately, so I should say, is designed for ease of use. I remind myself to thank the general again later. He was kind enough to lend me the sword when I suggested it might be more useful to train with a weapon. I assume the Musha Jodan, blade seated above the right shoulder, and summon an image of my enemy in the air before me. Kinsego, no. Hikaru. Oh, did I say Hikaru at some point? That's how it must be. If the general's right about me, then by thinking of Hikaru as Ginsego, the monster hated and feared across Yamato, I was distancing myself from the truth of who she really is. That would make sense if indeed I do not wish to kill her. But I have to. I set my sights on the image of Hikaru and steel my resolve. I'll kill her. I'll kill her because it must be done. All other thoughts are meaningless, only the will to destroy her matters. The fact that she is my sister, the image of her cradled in my mother's arms, the promise I made long ago to protect her, useless trivia. Forget. Kill her. Kill.
相手は俺か
Am I your opponent?
わかるのか
You can tell.
それだけ思われていればな
I could feel your heart reaching out to me. Of course, of course. You're imagining taking a swing at her, and suddenly she shows up for real. Or is this his imagination? I think she shows up for real. We'll see if he can take that swing. With a smile, Hikaru, the real Hikaru, steps barefooted into the garden. How long has she been watching?
幻を相手に稽古してもしょうがなかろう
There are limits to what you can do with an imaginary opponent.
さ
Come then. She's like, just come at me with a real sword. Let's see what we got. Hikaru spreads her legs slightly and raises a hand in invitation. Her stance, if it can be called that, is full of openings. I could strike at any time from any angle, and logic dictates she would be unable to respond. True masters of the martial arts are able to unleash a dazzling array of techniques from postures of seeming relaxation, but I sense no danger in her. It genuinely looks like she's just standing there. So why haven't I taken the strike?
俺の心の弱さ
Because my heart is weak? Is that it? Am I unable to strike because I don't want to? The weapon in my hands is a sword of live steel. It could cleave through her unprotected flesh like a hot knife through butter. This is my chance to kill Hikaru. Is there anything preventing me from doing just that? Then it can only be my own lack of resolve.
それを消す
Forget. Forget emotion, forget self. They're the source of your weakness. Oh, right. We're reading Higurashi chapter 5, which Hanagashi just ended. And Aunt Hojo just took the L. That's how it goes. Things change, though. Things will change. It's chapter 5, right? Things start changing in chapter 5. Little things. Yes, it's the answers arc, exactly. Things will change. We'll see. You just gotta keep reading. I can't tell you what. What changes? That'd be spoilers. Forget all these things, the source of your weakness. Muga. You need only the will to slay your enemy. Not your enemy, the enemy of the world. The entire human race wants this murderer dead. To obey. Clear your mind of all other thoughts and find it. The path to victory. Feel her breath, sense her intent. Decide the moment of her death. Make fate hers. Or her fate, yours to command. It may be like grasping at clouds, but you can do it. You must. Reach Muga, and all that was hidden shall be revealed. Just like this. Slowly but surely my impression of the world around me changes. The physical senses of sight and sound grow dim, but somehow I feel more than before. Is this the flow the teachings speak of? I can see the garden in every detail. I can see myself standing at its center as if looking down from above. My man has mastered blind sight in the day, in like a day? Alright. And I can see the enemy. Hikaru is there, beyond my sight, beyond sight. Her form as clear as... She's gone. She vanished from the flow. Is she no longer there? No, I simply can't feel her presence. How is this possible? Is my heightened perception still too weak to hold her? No. Novice though I may be at this moment, I'm fully aware of the gardener 50 meters behind me. I can feel his every movement as if it were my own. But Hikaru... She's flickering out of existence. There, I can sense her. Though only just. Her breathing is thin, her intent vague. Her very existence is ephemeral, smoke on the wind. How can this be? I thought I had grasped the flow, or rather I had, but now it swiftly slips from my fingers, dashed to pieces by fresh doubt. I can't hold on. Are you real, Hikaru? Are you really there? No answer is forthcoming. It helps to speak aloud. And why should it be? Hikaru is there. My eyes see her plain as day. Only a fool would ask such a question. And the world doesn't humor fools. It casts me out and laughs as I fall. When I come to my senses, I'm staring up at the sky. My legs must have given way and sent me toppling backwards. But for some reason, I can't feel the ground against my spine. This mystery, at least, takes only a few seconds to solve. I'm being held off the ground. Hikaru is supporting me. Such a valiant effort. Hikaru? Is your desire to reach me so strong? How lovely to be the focus of such obsession. I was right to show you my power at the shrine. Do you know what I was doing? It's like, okay, your younger sister already knows what you're trying to do, probably because she's mastered it. You are seeking emptiness of mind. You believe that abandoning needless thoughts will let you feel me more deeply than before. Of course I know. I can read your heart as surely as I can tell when that flower will bloom. She points to a camellia growing in a plot. Another 2 days. But I couldn't feel you. Oh, there's no need to rush. Her fingers touch my cheek, tenderly brushing away the dirt there. I'm here, Kageaki. I won't leave you. I won't go. I'll wait as long as it takes for you to reach me. I'm being comforted by my enemy, by the very person I'm trying to kill. Something somewhere has gone terribly wrong, but instead of shame, I feel only confusion. What's this? What is this? Even amidst the confusion, one thing is clear. One thing I know to be true. Kill you, Hikaru. Is it gonna be like one of those assassination classroom things where they're like hanging out talking, and he kind of just takes a stab at her and she casually deflects it? That's the vibe I'm getting here. My hand reaches out slowly, inching towards her swan-like neck. See? Right here, right now. Hikaru, you said you'd wait, but I can't. I don't have that luxury. Giving more time. What will you do? How much more destruction will you wreak? How many more lives will you extinguish? Kill her, Kageyaki. Kill her now. Just wrap your hand around her throat and squeeze.
苦しむか。
You suffer. Kageyaki? Oh boy.
光は業深い。お前の苦しみを甘露のように感じている。
I'm such a sinful creature. I can't help but savor your agony.
だが、やはり、そんなお前を見るのは辛いと。
Still, there's a part of me that hates to see you in such pain. Her fingers, which have shed the blood of thousands, caress my cheek with a lover's affection. Is their touch warm? Cold? I don't know. Perhaps I don't want to know.
よかろう。
Farewell, Kageyaki.
影明。お前の苦しみを拭ってやる。
I will give you peace. Oh no! It's Silver Boy!
光がわからないと言ったな。
You say you can't understand me.
わかるようにしてやろう。お前の雑念、力ずくで払ってくれる。
I'll make you understand. I'll cure you of the doubt that ails you. She armors up and uses her mental manipulation. That could work. That could also end Kageyaki in an instant. That's... Will he be able to resist? An egg?
波の結晶だ。これだけあればお前にも効くだろう。
With this much concentrated power, it should work even on you. Power, the power to warp minds. The same power that turns men into... It means to make me like them? Oh no, oh no, oh no.
お前の雑念とは、トドのつまり下界すべて。
Your doubt is rooted in the outside world, in the fate of humanity, in the laws of man.
いずれ光が破壊するものだが、それまで待てぬなら、そんなものを感じぬ心になれ。
I'll destroy them all eventually, but if you can't wait until then, well, I'll make it so they no longer concern you.
これはお前の心から欲求以外のすべてを駆逐する。お前の望みが光るなら、
They'll purge your
光
heart
の
of
ことだけ
everything
を考
but your
えられ
deepest
るようになる
desire.
だろう。
If Hikaru is what you truly yearn for, then Hikaru is all that will remain. That's an interesting thought. True, if he needs to empty his mind of everything but defeating her, I guess the abandonment of all morals and objectives other than that would give you just Hikaru as a goal, right? I still don't know if you want to go under Ginsego's mental influence, but it might sort of achieve your goal in some weird way.
よせ。
案ずるな、一時のことだ。お前の心にこのようなやり方で干渉するのは、
Have no
光
fear,
と
it's
しても
only
本望で
temporary.
はない。
I myself have no wish to toy with your heart this way.
お前を悩ませ苦しめる世界に終末が来た後で、元に戻そう。
Once the world that
その
tortures
時
you has
の
come
訪
to
れ
an end,
を静かな心で待っているがいい。
once that's come to an end, I'll release you. Until then, be at peace. I struggle to throw off Hikaru's arm. I search desperately for my fallen sword. I do everything in my power to escape the coming death. All of it is useless. Hikaru's grip is too strong to break. My sword is nowhere to be found. The egg is coming. No escape. In a last act of defiance, I reach into the darkest recesses of my soul and scrape together all the hate I can muster, channeling it through my eyes like a psychic blow. Hikaru meets my glare unflinching. In her eyes, there is only boundless affection. Despair takes me. Mito? Oh, there. Thank goodness.
村正。
Muramasa? A familiar voice pulls me back from the brink of oblivion. Muramasa is here. My Muramasa. Of course, only Muramasa's armor can protect me from Muramasa's power. She must have known I was in danger.
影明の村正。邪魔立てする気か。
Kageyaki's Muramasa, you dare interfere?
むしろ邪魔をしない理由があったら教えてほしいんだけど。
Feel free to let me know why I shouldn't. Yep, let me know.
私の視点から離れなさい。
Get away from my master.
おお。
Oh? The Silver Cerise seems intrigued by Muramasa's transformation. Hikaru, however, is not amused. She releases me from her grip and turns to face Muramasa. Her face is suddenly terrible to behold, an expression unlike any I've ever seen. No. I have seen this once before. After Hikaru's miraculous recovery, when she laid eyes on her mother in our family dojo. Yeah, that's the same.
影明を導く役には立ってくれたが
You were useful in guiding Kageyeki to this point.
もういらぬ
I have no more need of you.
砕けて散って壊れてしまえ
Die and let the rust take you. Muramasa assumes a defensive stance. And did they also flip her sprite? I think that's a flipped sprite. Possibly, I'm not sure. It doesn't look like there's a red outline, but maybe dress works differently than I think it does. Who knows? Defensive stance, Muramasa. Even an unequipped Tsurugi is far stronger and faster than any human. Logic dictates that defeat should be impossible. Against Hikaru, however, that means nothing at all.
やめろ光
Don't, Hikaru!
影明
Kageyeki.
村正を潰せば俺はお前を許せなくなる
If you destroy Muramasa, I'll never forgive you. What, like she tricked you into killing your mother? You gonna forgive her for that? Come on, man. Hikaru's like, why would you ever forgive me in the first place? Are we seriously equal friends now? I speak the words without even thinking. Hikaru's eyes widen in shock, and at that moment I know. I've failed. That was exactly the wrong thing to say. Hikaru's face is a frozen mask. I've hurt her. Her head turns sharply, spearing Muramasa once more with her glare. I can no longer see Hikaru's expression from where I am, but Muramasa recoils in fear.
止めねば
I have to stop her. I command my body to act, but not even a finger responds. Did Hikaru do something to me while I was down? Has the raw hatred filling the air paralyzed my nervous system? I only know I can't move a muscle, but if I don't do something...
ミド
Mita,
良いのか
is this what you want? Salvation, as it turns out, comes from an entirely unexpected source. The queen ant hovering behind Hikaru speaks suddenly, and something in her tone brings Hikaru up short. Oh, she's actually just hovering?
良いのかとはどういう意味だ村正
If I want. Explain yourself, Muramasa.
わからぬかそうよなこれは何には馴染まぬ
You
な
don't understand? Well, perhaps not. You're not normally given to such things.
早く言えお前こそわからないのか俺の臓腑が今どれほど煮えているか
Or do you not understand how my guts boil? Well, if you hate her and possibly see her as evil, that would mean you'd have to kill Kageyeki next, right?
わかるから止めた
I do understand.
ミド
That's why I
Sorry.
stopped you.
何
What?
ナレは今敵意を抱いているぞ
That is malice you're feeling. Of course, the law of balance. The law takes effect only if we kill with malice. Hikaru has no malice. Her opponents are rivals, not enemies to her. That's why she's avoided the law until now. But if Hikaru kills someone she hates, then even she'll be bound by its power.
ここでそれを壊せば引き換えに失うものが何か
Destroy that fool now and you know what will happen.
ミドナレには自明であろう
You of all people know what you must lose. Look, if you're Muramasa, you can piss Hikaru off all you want because she can't kill you. If she does, she kills Kageyeki. You can just troll as hard as you want, and all she can do is like rage. Hikaru lifts her head to the heavens as if to beg the sanction of something watching or waiting behind the sky. The answer, it seems, isn't what she wanted. Her fists tremble in bitter regret. And then she turns and stalks away, her footsteps vanishing angrily into the manor. Turns out all you need to do is get on her bad side or good. Get on her bad side. Oh goodness. I've never seen Hikaru like this. The silver Tsurugi disappears with her. Her departure is sudden and silent as her arrival, and Muramasa and I are alone in the garden.
ミド大丈夫なんか変なことされてない
Are you alright? They didn't do anything to you?
おう
I'm fine.
お前が来てくれたおかげで
Thanks to you.
助かった
As I confirm I'm indeed whole, relief threatens to overwhelm me. That was too close. If Hikaru had succeeded and implanted me with her egg, What would I now be doing? And to whom? The thought turns my blood to ice. I can think of no fate more horrible.
ありがと
Thanks.
いいのよ。
It was
う。
nothing.
お前も無事でよかった。
I'm glad you weren't hurt either.
今日のところはカカ様に感謝しないといけないのかしら。
I guess I owe Mother one. Hmm?
どうだろうな。
I wonder. We exchanged glances, then look away, each of us lost in his or her own thoughts. The sun shines brightly through the evening air, but it will be some time yet, I'm sure, before I can feel its warmth again. Well, at least we know she won't kill her.
お姫。今日もいたんだね。
Hey there, princess! Another fine day today!
フォーリンダウンレイディバグコンパクト
Ladybug Comet Compact Edition!
八つ当たりが痛す
Are you taking it out on me?
不満やる方ない
You're lucky I haven't burned this manor to the ground.
ぎる。朝は腐れ坊主のセクハラ、昼はヘボ剣のいじめときて、とどめに今挨拶しただけでボコられてしまったあても、どこに怒りをぶつけりゃいいんだかもうさっぱりわかりません。
First I have to deal with a sex-crazed monk, then I catch shit from that piece of junk Tsurugi, and then I get myself beat up just for saying hello. Whose day do I have? Who do I get to fuck up, huh?
わざとらしくそ知らぬ顔をするからだ。お前はどうせ全て聞こえていたのだろう。
It's your fault for walking up to me with that silly grin on your face. I know you heard everything that happened. Oh,
まあ一応ね。
busted.
影明め、たやすくよその女に気を許して。
Damn you, Kageaki. How dare you show concern for another woman?
俺が敵意を抱かねばならぬ一個人など、父を奪った張本人たる母だけと思っていたが、よもやこんな始末になろうとはな。
I thought my only enemy was my mother, the very thief who stole my father from me, and now this. This. Wasn't it your whole plan to get them to pair up?
はあ。あれを女だって素直に認めるんだ、お姫は。
Oh? You're calling her a woman?
当然だろう。あれが女以外のなんだ。
Of course I am. What else am I supposed to call her?
剣だよ。
You know she's a Tsurugi, right?
人間の女、エミシの女、剣の女。女は女だ。
Human, Emishi, Tsurugi. What difference does it make? A woman is a woman.
ごもっとも。それで、どうすんの？
No argument there, so what are you gonna do about it?
どうもこうもない。
Nothing.
歯を遂げれば光の望みは全て叶う。それまで苛立ちの種を一つ抱え込むだけだ。
When I complete my conquest, I'll have everything I want either way. It's just one nuisance I must endure until then. Hello. Looks like Hikaru's salty that her brother has a woman he wants to protect, even if they're a robot, even if they're mostly spider robot. One nuisance we have to endure until then. Yeah. I guess.
最終的に奪われたもの全てを取り戻せるのなら、途中経過には肯定するまい。
Ultimately, it doesn't matter what happens along the way. In the end, I'll take back what's mine.
そっか。
Cool.
なら、
In that case,
それ、当てにくれない？
mind if I have that?
それ？
What? Oh.
ああ、これか。作ったはいいが無駄になった。欲しいのか？
Making it turned out to be a waste. You want it?
もしかしたら、使うチャンスがあるかも。
Our sister just casually attempting to destroy our mind so that we can be free of distractions. You know, no big deal. Only a moderately tense scene. Maybe I can find a use for it. Oh, I'm sure you can, Chojimaru. So are we gonna go do something about that? Or is it just gonna get put somewhere, cause a ton of chaos? Who knows? That night I decided to retire early.
今日は少しばかり疲労した。
Been a rather tiring
あ
day.
れこれとあったしね。
A lot happened, that's for sure. Muramasa sounds as exhausted as I feel. I suppose we should consider ourselves lucky for being only this tired. We're in the middle of the enemy camp, not relaxing in some luxury retreat. It's close enough. But knowing that doesn't keep my eyelids from drooping. I'm not a man, it seems, who can overcome exhaustion with logic alone.
休んだ方がいいんじゃない？また変なのが来る前に。
Maybe you'd better go to bed before any more events happen.
そうしよう。
I'll do that. I'm certain what precisely she means by events. Or I'm uncertain, rather. But I agree that I've been through enough for one day. I step into our guest room. And there I freeze. Something's off.
どうしたの？
What's wrong? At first glance, everything is exactly as it should be. The furniture is where it was this morning, though it appears to have been cleaned while I was out. It's no cause for concern, so what is Chachimaru in the room? The room's empty but for the sound of our breathing and the faint scent of flowers in the air.
草花の香り。
I smell flowers.
そこの花瓶に生けてある花でしょ？
You mean the flower pot in the corner?
それもある。
Not just that.
もう？
あと一種。これは、軍にいた頃に嗅いだものだ。
There's another scent, one I remember from my time in the army.
同じ隊の、会津出身の上等兵がよく使っていた。
A corporal in my unit from Aizu, as I recall, often treated our wounds with a special herb. A family recipe, he said.
その匂いだ。
And that's what it smells like.
村正、熱源探査。
Thermal scan, Muramasa.
了解。
Running.
そこの棚の裏！
Contact over there behind the shelves? Oh, you can do thermal scans while in human form? Okay, okay. The space seemed far too small to hold a man, but the moment Muramasa raises her cry, a black cloaked figure leaps out from behind the dresser. His entire face is covered by a mask, but I can tell you from his agility that he's young and well trained. Oh, it's this guy, okay. He's with the rebels against Rikuhara? Okay.
ここの人間ではないか。
You're not one of the general's men, are you?
まあ、それはわざわざ確認しなくてもいいでしょうね。状
How
況
much
的
is
に。
obvious under the circumstances?
そうだろうか。
One can never be sure.
掃除婦の方が念入りな仕事の最中だったという万一の可能性は。
It's possible a janitor got a little too engrossed in his work.
無理よ。この格好で掃除婦ってどういう衝撃の展開なの？
Why would a janitor dress like this? Who knows? It's to blend in with the darkness so you don't stand out when people are in stargazing, okay? That's why the janitor uniform is like that.
怒り対策。
Dust protection! Damn, I tried. I tried stargazing. And, being inobtrusive, but here we go.
無理よ。
No way, no way.
ダブルかゲロどもが。
You toy with me, Knave?
怒ってるじゃないの。
Look, now he's mad.
なぜだろう。掃除婦に間違われたからといって、怒りを覚える必要はないと思うのだが。
Is it that insulting to be mistaken for a janitor?
そういう問題じゃないし。っていうかミド、あなたまさか本気で掃除婦だと思ってたわけ？
I don't think that's why he's angry. Wait, did you seriously think he might be a janitor?
無茶を言うな。どう見ても単に不審人物だ。
Don't be
村
ridiculous.
正、冗談は時と場合を選べ。
He's obviously an intruder. This is neither the time nor place for jokes. For some reason, I suddenly feel isolated, like I'm facing two opponents instead of one. Best focus on the man in front of me. The only thing a visual inspection reveals is that he isn't heavily armed. It's clear from the lines of his body. There's no rifle or sword beneath his cloak. Doesn't make him less dangerous, however. In a room this small, knives and pistols, weapons he could have under his cloak, are easier to wield. If he has the mind and the skill, he could take my head in the blink of an eye, and I'd have no reason at this time to believe he lacks either.
この後に及んで命妙が願わん。望み通り、死に花一つ咲かせてくれるわ。
I won't ask the gods to spare my life, but I will give them a show before the end.
だが、メイドの土産は高くつくぞ。
This warrior's head will cost you, fiend.
無益です。
You'll accomplish nothing.
無益なものか。貴様ら山犬を幾匹かでも道連れにすれば、そ
Nothing.
れだけ世の民が過ごしやすくなる。
Every jackal I take with me to hell is one less to terrorize the people.
繰り返しますが、無益です。あなたの敵が六原なら、
As I
ここ
said,
で
you'll
戦う
accomplish
意味は
nothing.
全く存在しません。
If Rokuhara is your enemy, attacking me will not serve your purpose.
何？
What?
動かれぬよ
Stay
う。
still.
せっかく
You'll
塞いだ
reopen
傷
your
口が
wound.
開きます。察するところ、相当の負荷で。顔色を見るに血液の喪失量も甚だしい。
It appears quite deep,
出
and your
血が
pallor
再
tells
び
me
始まれば、
you've already
生
lost a
命を
great deal
脅
of
かす
blood.
ことは確実です。
If the wound reopens now, it'll endanger your life.
騒ぎとなり、人を集めてしまうのも不都合でしょう。
What would it do to attract attention? Please remain
身
calm.
体は慎重に。
貴様は何者だ？
Oh, you
答える気はない
not
か？
gonna answer?
いえ、
Nope.
失礼。
I was merely
返
searching
答
for
を
the
探すのに少々迷いました。
proper response.
自分は港影明と申します。ゆえあって、堀越久保のもとに身を置いている。
My name is Minato Kagiaki, and
居
for
候の
personal
ようなもの
reasons,
です。
I'm currently a freeloader here, I suppose you could say.
居候？
A freeloader?
としか
That
言い
would
よう
be the
のな
only
い
way
立場です。
to describe it. Yeah,
本当にそうね
it。really is.
六原にも堀越久保にも仕えてはおらぬと。
You don't serve Rokuhara or Horigoe? No, we do not. We don't serve anyone.
神職の恩義はあります。しかし、主従の間柄ではありません。
I'm the general's guest, but I don't serve her.
俺をどうする気だ？
What will you do with me?
あなたは今日の午前中、ここで何かの騒動を起こし、
I assume you have a reason for the commotion earlier?
外へ逃げたと見せかけて内部に潜み、深夜を待っていた。
You made it seem as though you escaped the manor, but instead doubled back and hid inside to await nightfall.
なるほど。屋敷を脱しても堀越の軍艦区、闇雲に逃走するより、その方が確実か。
Fair enough. Even if you made it outside, we're in the middle of Horigoe military district. Better to wait than risk fleeing in broad daylight. Although, judging by the general's lack of enthusiasm for the chase, I doubt he would have needed much effort or skill to escape undetected. I probably shouldn't tell him that.
久保府などへ忍び込んで、その目的が単に物取りということはないでしょう。あ
Well,
な
no
たは
common
何の
thief.
ために参られたのですか？
Break into a general's mansion. What's your purpose here?
物取りだ。
Common thievery.
そうですか。
I see. I wasn't expecting an honest answer anyway. 9 out of 10, he's with one of the anti-shogunate factions. So what's my play? As I said, there's no reason for us to fight, but there's no reason for me to take his side either. Is there a neutral option? No. If I let him stay, I'm his ally. If I drive him out, I'm his enemy. I'm the general's guest. It would be quite ungracious of me to aid a man who infiltrated her home for less than wholesome purposes. At the same time, I know if I don't help him, he'll almost certainly die. He strikes me as an honorable sort. Well, he may have crossed blades with the general's guards, and while he certainly is an enemy of the shogunate, I have heard nothing to suggest he harmed civilians during his flight. Pains me to think of sending him to his death, but what if I give him aid and he uses the opportunity not to escape, but to damage my hostess's home or kill her men? I'd bear part of the blame, would I not? Two pairs of eyes wait for me to speak. My silence lasted longer than I intended. Fortunately, I now have my answer. To put simply, fulfilling my obligation to both sides in such a way that no one gets hurt.
動けますか？
Can you walk?
ああ。
Yeah.
村正、お前が先導してくれ。
Lead the way, Muramasa.
わかった。先行して安全を確保。連絡を送ればいいのね。
I'll scout ahead and let you know when it's clear. My partner needs no explanation. She nods once and moves soundlessly out into the hallway.
どうするつもりだ？
What's the meaning of this?
しばらくお待ちください。
It will only take a moment. Thanks to Muramasa's sensory capabilities, leaving the manor undetected is easy.
夜とはいえ、誰もが寝静まるにはまだ早い時間です。
It's still early for everyone to be asleep. Be careful as you make your escape.
うん。
Right.
では、
Farewell then.
待たれよ。
Wait.
はい。
Yeah?
失礼だが、今一度名を聞かせていただけまいか。
You don't mind? Could I have your name again?
港影明です。こちらは村正。
Minato Kagiaki. This is Muramasa.
それがしは
Kuronose.
黒の瀬と呼ばれている。
I'm called Kuronose.
黒の瀬。
司祭あって実の生命は名乗れぬ。許されたい。
Forgive me, I'm in no position to reveal my true name. Fair enough, he was an assassin trying to kill Yusadoshin, who is gone now, so he actually doesn't have a reason to linger, other than the fact that he might get killed if he leaves too quickly.
察しております。
I understand completely.
世話になった。この恩義は胸に刻んでおく。
Thank you for your assistance. I won't forget this debt.
ごめん。
Or farewell. The man bows and takes off running, his black figure melting soundlessly into the night.
今日は本当に疲れる日ね。
We tried going to bed, Muramasa. You said, let's go to bed before another event happens. And guess what? Another event happened while we were going to bed. Today just won't quit, will it?
まったくだな。
I know what you mean.
だから早く寝なさいって言ったのよ。
That's why I said you should go right to sleep.
その暇もなかっただろう。
Well, I hardly had the time for that. We didn't even get into bed. Alas. The moment I get back to my room, I change and lie down in my futon. Less than a minute later, sleep takes me. No Chachamaru harassing us? What is this? Like a 6-year-old's drawing? Okay. Where am
ここ
I?
はあなたの夢の中。
This is your dream. I couldn't tell. What?
どなたでしょうか。
I'm afraid we haven't been properly introduced. I mean, okay. Purple and green, it worked well for NGE's mechs? Why not? Why not? You know, orange and purple looks good. Green and like magenta works. It works.
私はあなたの剣、村正のせいです。
I'm the spirit of your Tsurugi, Muramasa. What?
嘘だ。
Yeah, lies!
いろいろと間違えたようだ。
Damn, that didn't work at all. Who would believe that? Who would believe that?
お姫、何やってんの？こんな
What's
屋
she
根
up
の
to,
上なんかで。
princess? It's cold up here. Is she trying to infiltrate his dreams and mess with his head while he's sleeping? She's like, damn, I thought that would work. Surely the attractive elf is the same as like this sketchy guy in a purple suit. Yeah, it's cold up here.
ちゃちゃまるか。いや何？
Chojimaru,
一度
nothing.
影明の女性思考や恋愛観を詳しく調べてみようと思ってな。
I just thought I'd research Kageyaki's tastes in women. Okay, that's an interesting choice of woman to start with.
あちらの村正に悟られない程度の弱い神器で夢を操り、
Ah,
探り出そうと試みているのだが。
casual uses of gravity manipulation. I'm just using a little gravity. Just enough Muramasa doesn't sense it to infiltrate his dreams. Things you can do with the power to manipulate gravity. Alright. It's like we're going into like Silver Age territory where it's like, ah yes, I use the power of gravity to what? Infiltrate someone's dreams and manipulate them. What? What?
なんかもう何でもありですね、その力。
Kind of pushing the limits of what you can do with gravity, right? Yeah, just a little bit.
なかなかうまくいかん。思った以上に多面的な制御と調整がいる。
It's not going as well as I hoped. It requires a more delicate touch that I'm used to.
向こうに邪魔者がいなければ簡単なのだが。どうしたものかな。
It'd be easy if not for that damn spider at his side. What to do?
あんたもご苦労っすね。
Is it always like
慣
this?
れた。
I'm used to it.
そうだ、
I know.
ちょうどいい。ちゃちゃまる、お前が手伝え。
You help me.
お手ご？
Me? Where am I? The road to school? Wait, school? Of course, I'm on my way to school.
よし、今度はうまくいっている。
It seems to be working. Kageyaki, a day in the life of Kageyaki, the high school teenager.
にしても学生ネタなんすね。じゃあ、ここからは王道で。
Okay, so we got your standard school setting. I guess you're gonna start with the basics?
メロン
Of course. Who plays Hikaru? Well, I want to know what voice actor Hikaru is. Hikaru, Daemon, Muramasa, voice actor. I want to know who the VA is. Yeah, Yuko Goto. He's got a decent number of voice credits, but doesn't have the voice I was thinking of. I was thinking of someone from Fate, but I don't think she's voice acted in anything Fate related. Oh well. So I'd better hurry. I slept in today and I'm running late. Are we gonna be running with some toast in our mouth?
大変大変、遅刻しちゃう。
No, I'm gonna be late. Wait, I thought we were a guy. What's happening? Footsteps are approaching at high speed. Check corner. Closing fast. Best be on my way. Don't want to bump
何
into
事
someone.
もなくすれ違ってしまいましたが。
They didn't bump heads or anything.
当然だ。影明の技量をもってすればあの程度の突進、目をつむっていてもかわせるはず。
Kageyaki could have evaded that charge with his eyes closed.
そういう問題だったのこれ。
So were we testing his reflexes?
いや、趣旨とはだいぶ違うな。何の調査にもなってないし。
No, we weren't.
次へ行くぞ。
How did we get here? Moving on.
はい。
Okay. Whew, it was close, but I made it to school on time. Several students around me breathed similar sighs of relief.
こらお前は遅刻だこっちへ来い
What is Hikaru trying to do? Come here, you. You're late. Are we trying to have a school romance with Hikaru? Is that the goal?
そんな先生許して
A little.
でめで残念だったな今日まで無遅刻解禁だったのにな
You're not getting away with it. Too bad. And you had a perfect attendance record, too.
成績の悪いお前が唯一の取り柄までなくしちまったら就職も進学もできないってのに
And without that, you don't have the grades to graduate. Looks like you'll be spending next year with me, too.
そんなのやだよ
Anything but that. You need perfect attendance to graduate? Damn.
かわいそうに
That sucks. Yeah, that really does suck. Thankfully, this is Hikaru's weird fiction.
遅刻ったって2秒か3秒だろ
He's only like
見
2
逃し
seconds
てやれば
late.
いいのにさ
I mean, come on.
そう思うならお前弁護してやれよ
Well, then why don't you go stick up for her?
やだよあの陰険教師に目をつけられたら終わりだぜ
No way, the last thing I need is for that hard ass to come after me, too. This student president is mostly useless. An advocate for students, indeed. I'd best hurry to class.
何のドラマも発生しませんね。
No flags so far. He doesn't want to stick up for anyone. He's keeping his head down.
なるほど。
course,
そういうことか。
お姫
Princess?
遅刻は遅刻。やはり遅刻したものが悪い。表面的な印象だけで教師を悪とみなすのは間違っている。
Student who runs late has no one to blame but herself. It would be wrong to take her side just because the teacher's a cretin.
遅刻したのに正しい処罰を受けず、不当に助けられてしまえば、その経験は必ず女学生の人生によからぬ影を落とすだろう。
If she escapes punishment for her
Kageyakiは
misdeeds,
そ
it
こ
will
まで
haunt
考
her
え
for
た
the
の
rest of her
だ。
life. Kageyaki knows that. That's why he didn't go to her aid.
さすが凡俗とは一味違う。温情と甘やかしの間に明確な区分線を引くことのできる
Right,
男よ。
right. Her weird goal is to figure out what kind of women he likes. Okay. Once again, Kageyaki shows that a true man knows the difference between kindness and coddling.
おおではあたかも見捨てられたかに思えたあの女子学生実はお兄さんの決断で人生を救われていたわけですね
So it only looks like he hung that girl out to dry when he really saved her from a life of crime. That's right, guys. If you're late to school one day out of the year, you're doomed to a life of crime if no one punishes you for that.
その通り。
Exactly.
いい話ですな
So touching.
いい話だとも。
Indeed it is.
でアキラの本題はどこ行きましたか
Does it?
どっか行ってしまったな。
Not
仕
in
方
the
ない。
slightest.
別の角度からまたやってみよう。
Oh well, let's try another approach.
あらおはよう港くん
Well, good morning, Minato.
これは学生会長。おはようございます。
Madam President, good morning to you too.
こんな時間にカバンを持って歩いてるってことはまた遅刻ギリギリ
The
相
warning
変
bells
わ
have
ら
to
ず
ring.
だら
You're
しの
still
ない
carrying
人
your
なのね
background. You were almost late again, weren't you?
返す言葉もございません。
I apologize for my tardiness.
遅刻は多い成績は下から数えた方が早い一度きりの学生生活をそんな風にふぬけて過ごして恥ずかしいとは思わないのかしら
You're late more often than not, and your grades are below average. Don't you think you should be trying harder instead of wasting your precious school years like this?
切に思います。
Every minute of every day.
私あなたみたいにダラダラと生きている人って嫌いなのよ
Can't stand people like you, going through life with no direction or discipline.
当然かと。
I feel the same.
下級生の模範になるようもっとしっかりした生活を心がけなさい
Your juniors are looking to you as an example. Shape up.
Oh.
Without fail.
何文句でもあるの？
What, you have a problem?
全くありません。
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
ドラマになんねっすよ。
Nothing's happening.
どうやら厳しい性格の年上女と影明とは相性が悪いようだな。
It appears Kageaki doesn't pair well with strict older women.
見方によっては最高なんでしょうけどね。反目し合う間柄からふとしたきっかけで急接近とか、そういう恋愛劇が芽生える余地はまるで皆無っすね。
Or maybe he pairs too well. Normally you'd want there to be some conflict and shit that brings the two together so love can develop and all, but yeah, not a chance.
今度は逆方向から当たってみるか。
Maybe we try the opposite. Next, the Gyaru, alright. Kageaki, good morning. Oh, no, they went with the lolly. I see, I see.
おはようございます。
Good morning.
寒いね。
It's cold out. It's even labeled petite classmate.
冬ですから。
It is the middle of winter.
雪降らないかな。
Think it's gonna snow today?
そろそろかと。
That seems unlikely.
雪って綺麗だよね。
That was pretty.
はい。
I agree.
ふわふわのクリームみたい。
It's like soft white cream.
は、
Well,
もしかしたら本当にクリームなのかも。
maybe it is really cream.
は、
Wait, sorry?
神様が食べてるケーキのかけらなのかも。それがポロポロ落ちてきてるんだよ。
The god's eating a cake and the snow is bits and pieces of frosting.
きっとそうだよ。
That's it. Even God
神
likes
様
sweets,
だっ
right?
て甘いお菓子が大好きなはずだし。でもたくさんこぼしちゃうなんて神様は食べるの下手なのかな。
But if he drops that much frosting all the time, does that mean he's a messy eater? It might just mean that.
君は何を言っているんだ
What are you talking about?
それともまだ子供なのかな。神様のお母さんに怒られてるのかもね。
Maybe he's just a baby. I bet God's mommy is mad at him.
影明ちゃんはどう思う？
I don't think that's the case, and I don't know if Kageaki's gonna like this.
どう思うと言われても
What do I think?
雪早く降らないかな。ねえ降ったら一緒に食べてみようよ。美味しいかも。
Hope it does. I hope it snows soon. Hey, when it snows outside, let's go outside and eat it together. I bet it's yummy. I get up from my chair and take my classmate's hand firmly but gently. Oh, what's wrong?
影明ちゃんどうしたの？
いいんだ。君はもう何も考えなくていい。
You don't have to think anymore.
きっとこれまで辛いことも多かったろう。だが君は何も恥じなくてよいのだ。
I'm sure it's been hard for you, but you have nothing to be ashamed of.
病気は君の罪ではないのだから。
It's not your fault you were born this way.
病気？
Born what way?
さあ、行こう。
I choke back my tears and lead her out of the classroom. First, I have to take her to the student counselor. He'll know what must be done to ensure this poor girl a future. What?
違うドラマが始まってしまったな。
Not quite the development I was hoping for. And I'm lost too. What?
狙った方向性はなんとなくわかるんすけどね。ちょっと極端すぎたのが敗因ですかね。
I get where you were going with that, but I think you tried a little too hard.
ならばこうだ。
Then how about this? That was a sad episode, but time rolls on uncaring. Soon it's lunchtime. My classmates scatter, forming the usual groups and heading off to the cafeteria or opening their lunchboxes. Is he thinking maybe she's mentally disabled or something? I don't know what's going on. Alright. Soon it's lunchtime. My classmates scatter, forming the usual groups and heading off to the cafeteria or opening their lunchboxes. I didn't bring a lunch, so I'll have to go get something at either the cafeteria or the student store. Which will it be?
ねえ、港くん。
The class idol's here. Kageaki?
Oi.
Yeah? A girl is standing beside me, a rather nervous expression on her face. I recognize her instantly, of course. Not only is she the headmaster's daughter and heir to an unimaginable fortune, But she's also the winner of this year's beauty pageant and talent show. Alright, that's a short skirt. And for some reason she's carrying 2 lunchboxes.
何か
Is there something I can do for you?
お昼はこれから
Have you eaten? And by short skirt, I mean like a short skirt for a school uniform, right? Usually the rule is for like school and skirts are like they have to be super fucking long. Anyway. Have you eaten?
そうです
Not yet. They're all Nitro plus VN characters. That makes sense, that is the publisher. Reusing sprites or having ATK redraw them would make sense.
お弁当じゃないのよねえ湊くんは
Didn't bring anything, did you? You don't usually.
はい食堂か売店です
Right, I was thinking I'd go to the cafeteria.
そう
Oh, thank goodness.
よかった
はい
Pardon?
あのねよかったらこれ食べない
If you don't have any other plates, would you like to eat this?
お
Your lunch?
うん違うのよ そうじゃなくて
Yes, no. Something like that.
何がですか
I don't follow.
これはね本当は部活の友達に作ってきたんだけどその子が今日は休んじゃって
I made this one for my friend, but they're out sick today.
捨てるのももったいないしそしたらたまたま湊くんがいたからもしよければ食べてもらおうかなって
I didn't want to throw it out, and I just happened to see you sitting here, so I figured I might as well see if you wanted it.
それだけなの
That's all.
なるほど
I see your
事
position
情
is
は
well
了解い
understood.
たしました
You'll eat it?
食べてくれる
ありがたくいただきます
I would be happy to.
そ
Alright,
そう
so here?
じゃあどうぞでも勘違いしないでよね別にあなたのために作ったんじゃないんだから
Don't take this the wrong way. I didn't make it for you or anything. Of course you
は
did.
いそれは無論
本当なんだからね
I
本
mean,
当に
now just
違うんだから
don't misunderstand.
わかりました
Of course. After repeating herself several more times for good measure, she turns around and walks away. She must really want me to know she didn't make this lunch for my sake. Kageyaki is probably clueless. Have I offended her in some way? If so, and she gave me her lunch anyway just because I didn't have one of my own, she's indeed a generous individual. I see why she's so beloved of the other students now. Oh, opening the lunchbox, I find a message card tucked under the lid, and upon it is written a single line. I like you. Ah, now it makes sense. The lunch was meant for her significant other. No wonder she made certain I wouldn't misunderstand. Thanks to her many warnings, I don't make the mistake of assuming the letter is addressed to me, and instead I silently thank her for ceding to me such a valuable lunch. I can tell every item was made with loving care. They happen to be my favorites. It's as if she selected them for me. Merely a coincidence, of course. I know exactly what she meant and don't misunderstand. Kageyaki playing clueless anime protagonist.
しろよいやむしろ正しい理解を
She wants you to misunderstand, stupid.
ダメだあらゆるロマンスアクションが影明という男には通用しない
It's no use. Kageyaki is immune to every conceivable method of attack.
かくなる上は発想の転換だ影明の方から行動を起こさせてやる
No choice. We'll have to force Kageyaki to make the first move.
姫それ
Princess, you don't mean...
どこかミステリアスなぜか守ってあげたくなる
A touch of mystery. A hint of weakness.
何もしないのに何かを感じるいわば恋愛戦におけるノーガード戦法
She does nothing, but somehow you're drawn to her. Anyway, on the battlefield of love, the best defense, or the best offense is no defense.
無口っ子ですね
You're gonna hit it with the silent type?
くらえ影明
Take this, Kageyaki. I like how Chachamara has just been looped into this to mess around. After lunch, a transfer student appears out of nowhere and takes the seat next to me. Alright, transfer student. He never says anything.
何も起きね
Fucking say something!
実は予想していたが全く予想の通りとはかえって恐れ入ったぞ影明
I suspected this might happen, but well done, Kageaki, for following the script to the letter.
なんかもう勝てる気しないっす。お姫、次はどうするの？
I'm really starting to doubt our odds here. What's your next idea?
影明に行動の自由を与えすぎたことが誤りだったのかもしれん。
I think our mistake was giving Kageaki too much freedom.
ずっと
So? Give him a girlfriend? Classes have ended for the day.
ねえ、影明くん、一緒に帰らない？
Hey, Kageaki, you wanna walk home together?
一緒に
Together?
昔みたいに。
Yeah, like we used to? Right, this girl's my childhood friend. She used to live in the house next to mine. Back then, we often walked home together, passing the time with idle chatter. Somehow, we never tired of each other's company. Her gaze as she looks at me seems pleading for some reason. What should I do? It's not giving me an option.
ここで割り込み
Here I go.
割り込
Here you go.
選択肢挿入
Insert
み？
choice.
選択肢？
Choice? Wait, we're actually getting to choose? I moved since then, and our houses are no longer close. It doesn't really make sense for us to walk home together. She actually did insert a choice. What? No, let me pick.
よし
Yes.
あんた一体どこまで超人なの？
What kind of wizard are you? Able to manipulate the game logic. What do we want for those? We have a couple choices. I mean, we kind of better do that, right? I mean, the three answers are basically the same. Why not? May as well. Guess I'd better. They're all the same. It's just yes by a different means.
やったー！影明くんと一緒に帰れる！
We're going home together? Yes. I know that I made the decision myself, but I feel like I was forced into it. That's strange. Anyway, I suppose there's no turning back now.
あなたの家は右でしたね。
You turn right there, don't you? Yep.
自分は左です。
I turn left. See you
さよ
tomorrow.
うなら。
We go our separate ways. Well, that was depressing.
もう意味じゃないっす
It
か！
didn't work.
あのれー影明よもやここまでの男とは
Honore Kageaki, how can you be so strong? The Sigma Chad. Yep.
こうなったらもう手当たり次第だ
No more holding back. Go.
思えば遠くへ来たものよな。
I've come a long way, haven't I? Like, yeah, Muramasa just sitting there like, am I seriously using my powers for this? We try 2 ladies and a man? Another chick? Another? How many people are we trying? How many people are we trying? Wait, did they think that last one would work? Some of these I have questions about. We woke him up with too many attempts, all failures. Kageaki's woken up.
どうしたの？ちゃんと寝ないと明日が大変よ。
What's wrong? You better go back to sleep or you'll regret it tomorrow.
ダメだ。今夜はもう寝れば
Something
寝る
tells
ほど
me
疲れる気がする
I'm。only gonna wake up more tired.
ん？
Muramasa goes right back to the ceiling, back to sleep. She doesn't give me a choice.
今日は遊びに行くから支度してね。
We're gonna have some fun today. Get ready.
Huh?
Pardon?
遊び？
Fun? Is it baseball today? Is it baseball today? A few hours later. Ah, the races. We arrive at Tamura Armor Works racetrack in Oshika. I see, I see.
ミド、平気？
Are you okay?
おう。
Fine. I'm not used to automobiles. The trip made me slightly nauseous. Not so much that I require a rest room, but it will take some time for the dizziness to subside.
寝不足が響いているな。
I should have gotten more sleep.
ありゃお兄さんもか
You had a late night too?
も
Who?
お姫も昨日夜更かししてたせいじゃないかな今朝は引っ込んだまんまで出てくる様子がなかったから置いてきちゃった
The princess also stayed up late. I was going to invite her, but she wouldn't come out of her room this morning.
そうですか。
I see. Is she sleeping in? Hikaru always kept a healthy schedule, but perhaps that too has changed. In any case, I suppose that means Ginseigo is unlikely to raise Izu while we're gone. Perhaps I needn't be so anxious to return. I still don't know how serious the general is about having fun, but I suppose that being unable to read her intent is nothing new, really.
場所借りて少し休む
Need to lie down somewhere?
大丈夫です。それより閣下。
Not necessary. Would it be possible to ask? What are we doing here?
そうよ。なんで車の屋根に張り付いて沿道の人に今日一日の話題を提供しながらこんなところまで来なくちゃいけなかったのよ。
Seriously, why'd you drag us all the way out here, even though it meant I had to ride on the roof for everyone to gawk at?
そりゃ呼んでねえのに無理やりくっついてきたおめえ様だけですが
Oh,
お兄
you're the
さ
one
ん
who tagged along without an
今
invitation.
日が何日だか忘れた
Anyway, big bro, did you forget what day it is?
今日。
Afraid so.
今年最後のイベント田村チャレンジカップの日だよ
Oh, it's the Tamura Cup, the last big race of the year. Oh, I forgot amidst the chaos of the last several weeks. Tamura Cup is a yearly race sponsored by Tamura Armor Works together with a few other crux manufacturers. It's not a large race nor a prestigious one, but it's popular among fans of the sport as participating teams tend to bring new and experimental designs. I have fond memories of waiting in line for tickets.
アーマーレースの好きなお兄さんにとっては外せないイベントかなって思ったんだけど
I figured you wouldn't want to miss it, big racing fan that you are.
もう確かに。よく自分の趣味をご存知ですね。
You're right, though. I'm surprised you're so familiar with my hobbies.
なぜかな
Why,
不
that's
思議
strange.
不思議
How could I have known?
それにしたって唐突じゃない？今日になって急に。
Why the big fuss?
当てにも都合があんのさ本当はもうしばらく伊豆でのんびりしてるつもりだったんだけど
I have problems too, you know. I wanted to chill in Izu a while longer, but it looks like that's not in the cards.
そうもいかなくなってきたもんでね
Gotta have fun
遊
while
べ
I
る間
can.
に遊んでおくことにしたの
As the top shogunate official, the general must have many responsibilities. It's difficult to believe she's had any time at all to relax in the aftermath of the shogun's assassination. I remember what she said about voluntary house arrest as penance for her failure to protect Hachiman Shrine, but that claim has always been dubious. There's obviously political concerns at work here, concerns that now demand she return to Kamakura.
閣下。
General?
あっちあっち機体が出てきたよ
Over there, our baser just hit the track.
ありゃ小胸かな
Ooh, I think that's Shokyo.
そうですね。見るからにオプティマ系列。
An Optima base that resembles the original.
そのものすぎる気がしますが。
Perhaps more than it should.
工夫の跡が見えんねまさか来年の国内戦をあれで行こうってんじゃある前に
Yeah, nothing new there. Sure hope they're not gonna run that in next year's nationals.
オプティマは名作ですが、さすがに時代遅れかと。
Optima deserves its fame, but I fear it's grown a bit dated.
出し惜しみかなファンサービスってのが分かってねえ連中だな
Maybe they're keeping their real machine secret? Could stand to show a little more love for the fans.
アプテマって鎌倉の時にもいたやつ？
Is Optima the one we saw in Kamakura?
そうだ。
Yeah,
あれとは違うみたいだけど
this one's different.
どこが
Oh,
がったりと一緒にくっついてる変なの。
the weird extra part attached to his Katari.
アフターバーナ
The afterburner?
ー
Oh,
本当だ
ミッドシップになっていますね。これは機体バランスに変化がありそうです。
ah, it's a midship replacement that time. That'll change how the machine handles.
地味に面白いことやってきたな
Take it back.
電源でっかい
Looks like they got something up their sleeve after all.
駆動方式もベルトかもしれません。
They may have also changed to belt drive.
あり得るね
Could be.
そんな改造前にもやってたし
I did something like that before.
やはりミッドシップとベルト駆動が 今後の主流になっていくのでしょうか。
Perhaps belt drive with midship afterburners really is the future?
当てはチェーン駆動の方が好きだけどね。伸びても詰めればいいしさ。ベルトだと伸びたらそれっきりやん。
I mean, I prefer chain drive myself. If it gets too long, you can shorten it, stretch a belt, and that's that.
テンション調整機構を実装した機体も間もなく現れると聞いていますが、
Oh, I hear they're developing belts with
しかし
adjustable
自分
tension.
も
But I agree
ベ
that
ルトよりチェーンの方が好みです。
that chain is preferable.
ロマンがわかるねお兄さん。
He's just got Mars soul.
はい。
Right.
普通に考えてゴムより金属だよな。
Kind of guy chooses rubber over metal.
当然です。
Certainly not
チェ
I.
ーンドライブ同盟結成。
Let's form a chain lovers alliance.
いえ、一番愛しているのはシャフト駆動です。
Alas, General, my heart belongs to Shaft.
このタブラっ子が
I've been talking to a Tabura groupie?
申し訳ありません。
My sincerest apologies.
って言ってるそばから田村来たね。あれはなんだろう。
Speak the devil. Tamura's coming out. What's that they've got?
新作の
A
よ
new
うです
machine? I've never seen it before.
全く見覚えがありません。
Didn't we blow up their last one?
でもあれなんかに似てない？
Don't you think it looks kind of familiar?
メインフレームがあのアベンジに近いような。
I think the frame's based on Avenger.
言われてみれば。
Now that you mention it.
あの突飛な機体構想を引き継いだのかよ。侮れねえな田村も。
I can't believe they followed up on something so crazy. Not bad, Tamura. Not bad at all.
足回りは丸々変わっています。
They completely redesigned the underbody.
ね
Hey.
見た感じやばそうなサスだね。
The suspension looks soft from here.
対衝撃性は良さそうですが、
That'll
あ
improve
れでは
stability.
コー
But
ナ
it
ー
could
リ
be a
ングに
problem
問
with
題が
corners.
生じるのでは。
その辺を今日テストする気なのかな。
Maybe that's what they're here to test?
なるほど。
That makes sense.
えねえミド
Mito? Mito?
閣下、
General,
あちら
look at that.
あれトミーやん。新規参入の賑やかしチームなんか別にどうだって。
Who cares what some toy company's hobby team has to...
なに？憂鬱鋼ダブルデッキフレームにセンターデフベルト駆動だと？
The fuck? A double-decked wood steel frame with center differential and belt drive? What?
しかもあれはトルクスプリ
A
ット。
torque splitter?
完全装備か。あの会社のどこにそんな開発能力があったんだ。あて接着剤のいらない模型を作るだけが脳かと思ってたよ。
A full sense? Since when does Tomy have a design team that hardcore? I thought they just made models that don't need glue.
これは完全に予想外です。
It's the last thing I expected.
お
Hey,
ーい
機体名はインフリンジャー。
calling it Infringer. It could be this year's
今
Dark
回の
Horse.
台風の目かもしれません。
レーサー次第でどこまで行くかわからんね。面白くなってきたぞ。
I think Muramasa is trying to get your attention. If the racer's good, no telling how far they could go. Things are getting interesting.
はい、実
Couldn't
に
agree more.
お AYM の連中も来てる。なんか久々に見るけど。
That's Aoyaki Metalworks. I haven't seen them in a while.
あれも新作でしょうか。
Is that a new machine too? It looks like an Optima
状
base.
況はオプティマによく似ていますが、
Muramasa gonna flip the fuck out in a second.
海外でテストしてたってやつじゃないかな。
Oh, it could be the design they were testing in Europe.
あれそういや横田はどうした？
Which, where's Yokota?
姿が見えませんね。
Muramasa's slowly falling into
不
the
参
back.
加でしょうか。
I don't see them. Are they not in this race?
あ、来るって聞いてたよ。スーパーハウンドの最新型を投入するとかなんとか。
I mean, I heard they were coming and bringing the latest Superhound model.
最新型。それは
New
まさ
model?
か
I've heard that.
以前に告知のあった。
Are they using that cutting edge?
そうそう、
That's the one they say it. Muramasa's not very happy, is she? By the time I find Muramasa and Talk are out spinning a web around the circuit, the race has started. The roaring of engines fills the air.
どうです。
How's it look? Oh yeah, just putting a web in one of the tracks would probably kill like half the racers, right? Oh my goodness.
状況がいいスタート切ってんね。
Goku got
お
the
かえ
lead
りな
early.
ち。
The rest are kind of mess so far. I'm surprised by the lack of enthusiasm in the general's reply. Even though her eyes are aimed at the track, her gaze is hooded and calm. She doesn't look bored exactly, but... is
何かありましたか。
something wrong?
うん
あまり関心のないご様子
You。seem distracted.
そんなこともないけどね。楽しい勝負になってるし。ただ今日はレースを見るより空気に浸るつもりできたから。
That's not what I'm here for this time. I mostly came to bask in the atmosphere.
空気。
The atmosphere?
かな
Yeah, Here. Muramasa's tone echoes my confusion. Taken on its own, the atmosphere at an armor race is not what I would call enjoyable. The screaming of the crowd, the thunder of the engines, above all else, an armor race is loud. To enjoy that, one must be part of it, otherwise it's just noise. What could she mean?
静かでいい。
It's quiet here.
微妙な表情になった。
You should see the look on your face.
正直
I'm at a loss for words.
あなたの冗談が面白くないのよ、将軍様。
You mean your jokes aren't funny, General?
冗談は言ってない。
Not a joke.
じゃあ何？
And what is it?
気弁。
Wishful thinking.
詭弁
Pardon?
静かってどういうことかな。
What does quiet mean anyway?
音がしないことでしょ？
That there's no sound, of course.
だよな。でも本当に何の音もしないなんてことがあり得るか？
それは。
Well, I suppose not, unless you're in a vacuum. There's always sound, even if human ears can't hear it.
なら静かってのはどういうことだろう。
Then what does quiet really mean?
余計な音が聞こえない。聞きたくもないことを聞かなくて済むのが静かってことなんじゃない？
Not having to hear what you don't want to hear. That's what quiet means to me.
だから今はとても静か。
But right now it's very quiet because you don't have a ton of other inputs flooding you. Fair enough.
レースの音と
It's just white noise at
お
this
兄さん
point,
の
right?
声しか聞こえないもの。
All I hear is the race and you
私
and
は
me.
存在自体に無関心ですが。
You're a non-entity.
それはありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
なるほど
I suppose if you look at it that way.
そういう意味で静かと
All the noise is just white noise. It doesn't mean anything. You're not listening for anything in particular most of the time, right?
ミド、そこは納得しなくていいのよ。
Can't really hear other people talking near you at a racetrack because it's so loud. That makes sense. You really don't need to agree with her.
そうそう。
She's
詭
right
弁
about
なん
that,
だ
the
から
general
さ。
says. It's all in my head.
詭
Wishful
弁
thinking.
だよ。
That's all it is.
詭弁でしかね。
Soon the preliminary is over. The colorful cruxes return to their pits. There'll be a brief intermission before the main race.
昨日の話だけどさ、
About what I told you yesterday.
昨日の
Sorry?
英雄と魔王のお話。
About heroes and conquerors.
ほ
どう？
How about it?
Yeah,
Ready
you-
to be a hero?
やってみる気になった？
Time to be a hero, buddy. I think back to what happened in the garden yesterday. The memory produces a heavy sigh.
すでにやってみました
I already tried.
Hmm?
You have?
やった？
はい昨日閣下のお話を伺った後
Yes,
Hikaru
after we
に会い
spoke.
無我を持って挑んでみましたが
I met Hikaru and attempted to use Muga against her. I know if I touched Muga, if only for a moment, I know I touched Muga, if only for a moment. I felt my awareness expand in ways I had never thought possible. But what did it get me?
かえってこれまで以上に光の体を見失う始末至近距離に立っているという分かりきった事実さえ疑い始めるほど
Instead of knowing Hikaru, I fear I lost sight of her completely. I even found myself doubting her presence even though she was standing right in front of me.
我ながら無様を晒しました
A truly pitiful showing even by my standards.
ふーん。
Oh.
無我が英雄の往路であるならやはり自分にはふさわしくないのでしょう何やら無我という世界に拒絶されたような心地がしています
As I suspected, if Muga is the path of the hero, then it's not a path I can walk. It feels like I was rejected by the very concept itself.
それとも単に全く違うものを無我の感と思い込んでいるのか
Or perhaps I only thought it was Muga, when in fact it was something else. Either way, there seems little point in continuing to try. I can't deny feeling a kind of relief at having reached this conclusion, but still I doubt it's what the general wanted to hear. I look up, expecting to see disappointment on her face, but
そう
instead...
かな。もしかしたら逆かもしれない
Oh,
よ。
I don't know, maybe you got it backwards.
逆
Backwards?
とは
お兄さんはお姫の姿を見失ったわけじゃなくて
What if you didn't lose sight of her at all?
実像に触れたのかも。
What if that was the first time you saw the truth? That formless shadow? How could that be the truth of Hikaru?
意味不明よ。
You're not making sense. Muramasa breaks their silence to say what I was thinking.
そうか？
No?
余計な口出しはすまいと思ってたけど、いい加減なことを吹き込んでミドを惑わすのはやめてちょうだい。
If you expect me to stay on the sidelines, stop trying to confuse my master with your nonsense.
人にお願いするときは頭を下げてプリーズっていうのが最近の流行なんだぞ。
Now, I don't know if you've heard, but nowadays we tend to say please when we're asking for a favor. She actually said please in Japanese too.
あら
Not
そ
just,
う。それは教えて
not
くれ
just
て
like
どうも。
kudasai or whatever.
じゃあついでにもう一つ教えて。
Oh, how kind of you to tell me. Maybe you can answer this too.
鼻持ちならない小娘に言うことを聞かせるときはどうしたらいいの？
How would you get rid of an annoying little pest of a girl?
はてさて、そんなやついましたっけ？愛らしい花のようなお嬢さんなら心当たりもあるんだが。
Why, I'm afraid I don't know anyone like that. Now, if you're looking for a beautiful flower of a girl, I might be able to hook you up.
別に今ここで使うとは言ってないでしょ？
Oh, I
使うけ
wasn't
ど。
asking for an introduction. I know exactly who I want. Gone.
村正
Muramasa.
ミドも人の話を聞くのはいいことよ。でも相手は選ぶべきだと思う。
And you too, Mito. It's fine to listen to what people have to say, but at least consider the source.
この中将様が銀星号の仲間だってことを忘れないで。
Or have you forgotten she's allied with Ginsego? Sorry,
ごめん。やっぱり今のなし。
forget I said anything.
本当に余計な口出しだった。
Wasn't my place.
いや
No, it's fine. I understand Muramasa's frustration. The general's obviously not on our side. It must seem like I'm quite the fool to allow her to influence me even so. At the same time, however, there's something about her words that demands my attention. It makes them linger in my ears long after they're spoken.
うん。余計ってことはないな。ひねりも工夫もないけど、まあ妥当な忠告だ。
Hey, don't sell yourself short. You make a good point even if you come across as a bitch in the process. Better to play it safe, right? Better to at least contemplate whether or not they're trying to actually help you. I think that makes sense. Like, these guys all seem like they're just randomly together, but they probably have some similar goal, shared goal in mind, if they're together, right? They're not just randomly hanging out. Hikaru's not just randomly hanging out there, right? I mean, she sort of is, but like, she's not just randomly going to be hanging out in the general's base because the general can't kill her. At least that's not the impression you've been given.
でも、間違いはいただけないね。あてはお姫の味方じゃないって。
I'm not the princess's ally. I've said it before, haven't I?
それも込みで。
And I didn't
全
believe
く
it then
信用
either.
できないって思ってるのよ。私は。
あてのバストサイズが95センチだってのと同じくらい確かな事実なのに。
But it's as true as me having a big fat pair of double D's.
それ絶対に嘘でしょ。
I know you're lying.
敵味方のことはともかく閣下先ほどのご意見は村
Setting
正の
aside
み
the
な
issue
ら
of
ず
who is allied
自
with
分に
who,
も意味不明です
I must admit your hypothesis confuses me as well. Was it that bad? Hikaru's an empty shell? Barely casts a shadow?
光が実は蜃気楼か何かだというなら意味も通りますが
Unless you're saying Hikaru is some kind of phantom, it simply doesn't make sense.
蜃気楼。
A phantom? Hmm? It repeats the word as if confirming its texture.
蜃気楼ね。
A phantom. Her face is turned towards the circuit where the staff are making ready for the next race. I can't see her expression. But I hear a sound, a guttural sound like water, just beginning to boil deep in the general's throat. She's laughing, not out of scorn for my foolish question, no. That's how one laughs at a particularly well-formed joke. She knows something, that's apparent, but what? I need to know, it's my duty to know. If I ask now, I may get an honest answer, but I don't know why that would be. I feel it in my gut. I must ask. And yet I can't. Why? Oh, that much is clear. If the answer to a question is easily within reach, the answer must be something you are... The answer is something you must know, and there's only one reason to pass it by. Because you don't want to know. Instinct is holding me back. And that question now, it says, that will be the end.
お兄さんはやっぱりすごい。
Oh, that's right. You do have what it takes.
無我の修行、続けるべきだよ。お兄さんは必ず英雄になれる。
Just keep practicing Muga, and before you know it, you'll be a hero.
お姫に勝てる。
Then you can beat the princess, the conqueror.
あなたは
Why are you...
いいところなのにね。
Damn.
邪魔が入っちゃった。
It was getting interesting too. Something happened? I looked to the track. Nothing seems to have changed. There's plenty of time before the next race.
別口の英雄どもが来やがった。
Looks like we got our own heroes to deal with.
閣下
General?
お兄さんにはわからない？
You can't hear?
ちょっと
I
遠
guess
い
it is
か。
kind of far.
じゃあ、
Okay. She presses her hand to my chest. What do you
何
think
して
you're
る
doing?
の？
おめえは黙ってな。
You're
そこの
quiet.
ハエでも
Be
捕まえて
quiet.
食ってろ。
Go catch flies or something.
あなたね。
村正、
Oh, Muramasa.
ミド？
Mita? What am I hearing? Voices? Little by little, the voices grow clearer. Listen. I'm power. Okay. I'm power again.
お前も見たか。
Did you
な
hear?
あ、
Hear?
間
You're
違いないな。堀越久保、足利ちゃちゃ丸だ。
right. Ashikaga.
護衛は少ない。男と女が一人ずつ。
A man or a woman?
当たり前だ。こんなチャンスを逃してどうする。
I'm right. We're not letting the chance go to waste.
今から道具を調達していて間に合うか？
奴らは武装していない。
Come prepared.
ナイフ一本
You're
で十分
unarmed.
やれる。
Knives are all we need.
待て、それは無謀だ。
You stupid.
相
The
手がロクハ
Rokugan.
ラだということを忘れるな。
ならどうする？
You
矢
suggest.
沢が戻ってから仕掛ける。
矢沢？あいつ
Wait
道
for
具を取りに
Yazawa.
行ってるの
Is
か
he？getting guns?
大丈夫。アジトまで行かせたわけじゃない。
He'll be back
すぐ
soon.
に戻ってくる。
閣下、
General, what is this?
これは何です？
テロリストのご一行だな。ま、大して珍しいこっちゃない。
Just your average bunch of terrorists. They're everywhere these days.
やっぱ人目につくとこへ来るときは変装と
Guess
か
I
し
need
ない
to
と
work
ダメ
on my
か。
disguise. Terrorist, she might as well be speaking of a rodent infestation for all the tension in her voice. Of course, what I actually wanted to know is how we were able to overhear them. But that wasn't all. If this all wasn't just an elaborate illusion, I suppose there's more pressing business to attend to.
結局
What's
何
going
な
on?
の？
テロの対象にされるようだ。
It appears some terrorists are about to stage an attack.
いつ？
Where?
どこ
When?
で？誰
Who's
が？
the target?
これから、ここで
Here,
我
now.
々が
We are.
一大事？
Should we be worried?
一大事だと思う。
Probably. A listener might think us a rather dim-witted pair, but I still haven't fully processed the information itself. Never mind the method by which I acquired it. I can't blame Muramasa for being confused. Hearing it filtered through my understanding.
黙って待ってるのも芸がないしね。止めに
Seems
行きま
silly
す
to wait
か。
for them to make their move. Guess we should go head them off.
は
Alright.
お兄さん、手伝って
Who
く
would
れる？
help?
あ、成り行き上、そうした方が良さそうなので。
Under the circumstances, I suppose I should. I'm not particularly enthusiastic about the prospect, partly due to my position and partly due to my lingering confusion. But still, I resolve to get my head in the game. Rokuhara may be a blight on Yamato, but that doesn't make them fair game for terrorists. Two wrongs, as they say, do not make one right. If I can prevent the attack, it's worth making the effort, assuming, of course, that what I heard was real. If it wasn't, well, I suppose that's fine too.
閣下、
You know where
場
they
所
are?
はわかりますか？
うん。
Yep,
What's
follow
it?
me. The general leads me into the stands, her stride purposeful but unhurried. Muramasa follows behind, though the expression on her face remains skeptical. What did happen back there? The general was able to make out a distant conversation through the noise of a crowded stadium, and then relay the conversation to me. Exceptional hearing doesn't begin to cover it.
あ、
Ah,
向こうのが早かったみたい。
they were faster than I expected.
閣下、
General?
おい、三代目。
Hey, Spider Girl.
何よ？
これは本当に忠告だから聞けよ
I'm。dead serious. Listen good.
お兄さんを守れ。
Protect your master.
Yoshi! よし、コナミ人だ。
No way they survived that.
堀越久保を殺した。天誅だ。天誅を下したぞ。
The general is dead. Justice, heaven is with us. Justice, heaven is with us.
貴様ら、
You fiends.
貴様ら。
How could you? Kicking aside the debris in my path, I fell the nearest man with a blow to the gut. He collapses without so much as a cry, unsatisfying, but no matter.
怖え、死ななかったか。
Damn bodyguard's still alive.
六原はよくよく悪運の。
Jackals of all the... I could search the entire Milky Way and not find a reason to entertain their drivel. Instead, I silence them with sharp kicks to the jaw. It can't be all of them. Where are the rest?
ミド、怪我はない？
Mido, are you hurt? Muramasa steps in front of me and I push her aside. I'm aware she's concerned for my well-being, and that's entirely thanks to her that I'm still in one piece. However, my heart has no room for gratitude. I feel only rage and hate. Everywhere I look, death and destruction. Those closest to us got the worst of it. Innocent spectators, guilty of nothing more than enjoying the race, now silent corpses. Beyond them are the wounded, several times their number. As the echo of the explosion fades, this air begins to fill with screams, moans, and cries for help, and voices asking why.
どういうつもりだ
Why?
これは何の真似だ答えてみせろ
Answer me.
何のだと
A fine jest, Rokuhara?
盗っ人武田けしいな、六原
Are you so
天の
ignorant of
裁きを
justice?
受ける心当たりがないとでも言う気か
Or have you forgotten your crimes?
そんなことは聞いていない
It's not about my crimes. He appears to have mistaken me for a Rokuhara officer, but I find myself unable to care.
なぜ無関係の人間を巻き込んだ
Why'd you involve them? Them?
天の裁きなどというからには世のため人のために立ち上がったのだろうそれでどうして
What's this
こん
justice
な
you
方
serve?
法になる
Is it not to protect the weak and innocent? How do you justify this? I recognize the stench in the air. Fuel, the kind used in racing crux afterburners. They must have stolen it from some team's paddock to make the explosives, knowing the damage it would cause.
本末転倒だ
These are your countrymen.
よりにもよって六原に人道がましいことを説かれる筋合いはないが
To think a dog of Rokuhara would lecture me on virtue?
我らはすでに死だ大義を果たすためこの信仰を鬼に落とす覚悟ならとうに済ませている
We've already forsaken the virtuous path. If only demons can bring you to justice, then demons we shall be. These words deal a savage blow to what remains of my self-control. I so very desperately want to kill the preacher before me.
少々の犠牲を顧みていては巨悪を倒せん
A few deaths are a small price to pay to end your reign of terror.
少々
A few deaths?
だと
That, I mean, I'm going to assume I'm going to guess like 100 people just died here, or were severely injured. And I'm going to say, when he says a few, that's relatively speaking, and it would be accurate given the few examples we have of how many people Rokuhara has killed. I mean, if they're killing 7 digits of their own countrymen, what's another 100? You know? Like, would you even care to... Would the difference between 1,100,047 or 1,100,147 really matter? It's a big number. And I mean, every number counts, but... I mean, it's gonna go up by more than 100 if Rokuhara decide to purge all of Kamakura because they're bored or something. So I could see that being... I mean, you shouldn't make that choice for other people, but I can see someone saying, that seems like a good deal to me.
そうだ今日の10人の死は明日の100人を救うため
Let a dozen innocents die by my hand if it'll save 100 more. Also, this is literally throwing Kageaki's morals in his own face. Because Kageaki's morality is, if I kill a bunch of random people... I'll kill a bunch of random people if it will stop Hikaru from killing more people. So this guy literally has the same opinion as Kageaki, and he's having it thrown in his own face that other people are willing to do horrible stuff like this to try and stop the Rokuhara. So he can't really judge this guy because he can judge him because he disagreed with him, but like, you can't judge his morality because it's the same opinion that Kageaki has. Which is that murdering random innocents is perfectly acceptable if it achieves your goals. Right? That's why he follows the law of balance.
貴様らを打倒してヤマトを救うための犠牲となるに不服を唱える者などおらんいやそれが不服な者は貴様らの同類だ
Their sacrifice will
巻き添え
end
に
your
殺
reign.
して差し障りはない
They should be proud to die for Yamato, otherwise they're traitors the same as you. Killing them serves heaven's purpose. With no more effort than it takes to swat a fly, he arbitrates the value of other men's lives. Now I know why I hate him so. He reminds me of... I'm gonna assume that the next line's gonna be, he reminds me of me. I see him every time I look in the mirror. There we go! The same man, the same deeds, the same justification. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. No wonder I want him dead.
ご託はもういい
I've heard enough.
聞きたく
Surrender
も
now.
ない司法に預け相応の刑を受けてもらう
You'll be remanded to the appropriate authority for trial.
貴様らの法など 天命に従う我らを縛れるものか。
Our laws have no power over us. We serve the will of heaven.
我々は天命のまま戦い続けるのみだ。
Our holy
いつ
quest
の日
will
か
not end.
ロッ
Not
カラを
until
打ち砕くまでな。
not until Rokuhara is destroyed.
天命
Holy? You call this holy?
この
そうとも。
Indeed.
これこそ天の命ずる戦いだ。
The gods of Yamato are with us.
我らの導き手、大いなる神将がそう教えている。
They sent the guiding star to show us the way.
新章
Guiding star?
お姫の子ったよ。
Oh, he means the princess. The two men suddenly stiffen and collapse as though someone slipped a needle right between their cervical vertebrae. The general standing behind them, although she looks a little charred, she's alive and apparently unhurt. I'm not surprised. Somehow I was certain she escaped the explosion. That still leaves the question of how, but I suppose that can wait.
流星団だな。
These are Star Seekers.
流星団
Star Seekers?
聞いたことない？
Never heard of them?
過分にして
Afraid not.
ま、派手な活動を始めたのは
Oh, I
最
guess
近だ
they're
から
pretty
ね
new.。
新聞で大きく扱われたこともな
The
いし。
papers don't talk
知
about
ら
it
な
much.
くて普通かな。
新興の倒幕派テロリスト集団ですか
Are they a new rebel faction?
半分正解。
Oh, that's half of it.
正解の半分。
残り半分は
The other half?
こいつら、一種の宗教団体なんだよね。
Oh, they're also a bit of a cult. A cult?
何らかの宗教的見地から幕府政治に反対を訴えている
You mean they oppose the shogunate because of their religious beliefs?
というよりも、反幕を宗教にしちまったっつうか、なっちまったみたい。最初はまあまあ普通に倒幕活動してたのが、とある英雄に浸水するようになってね。
It's more like they made a religion out of opposing the shogunate, though I don't think they planned it that way. They started as your run-of-the-mill gang of rebels, but they found a hero to follow.
次第にその英雄を神様扱い。英雄のやることは何でも肯定して、自分らもその真似をし始めて、めでたく現在では
See.
ブラックリスト上位の過激派集団ですよ。
Eventually, that hero became their god, and they started worshipping, even mimicking their hero. And now they're right smack dab at the top of Rokuhara's hit list.
自称流星団。一方的に崇め立てまつってるご本尊はもちろん今をときめく大殺戮者。
They call themselves the Star Seekers, and their little cult is centered around, you guessed it, everyone's favorite mass murderer.
陣中魔王の銀星号に。
Silver Star Ginsego. How generous she is to answer freely the question I deliberately did not ask.
バカバカしい
Ridiculous.
そう？
What, you think so?
倒幕主義と銀星号に何のつながりが
What does Ginsego have to do with opposing the shogunate?
そらま、アテラ六原軍を単純な力勝負でぶっ潰せる唯一のお方ですから。倒幕派としちゃ、そこに痺れて憧れずにはいられないんでない？
I guess the legend of the the Crimson Tsurugi wasn't enough, mostly because he took a long-ass break hanging out with Rokuhara and didn't do half of the crazy feats he normally does by now. Can you think of anyone else who's able to fight Rokuhara alone and come out on top? They can't help but look up to her.
銀星号は幕府と敵対しているわけではない無差別に殺し回っているだけなのに
Ginsego isn't trying to bring down the shogunate, she kills everyone, even helpless children.
それがこの連中の視点だと、少々の犠牲に構わず巨悪を追い詰め打ち滅ぼす英雄的な戦い。
Well, if you ask these guys, they'd probably say something like, "Those are the necessary sacrifices every hero has to make for the greater good," and all that stuff. So they blew up a stadium full of innocent people because they wanted to be like Ginsego? A crueler joke there's never been.
こんな奴らを
Is this only the beginning? Will more monsters come, spawn from minds touched by Ginsego's legend?
お兄さん、
Well, what's it gonna be, bro?
お姫を倒す？
Gonna take her out?
はい倒さなくてはなりません
I have no choice. I'm gonna stop the spread of madness at its source. Now I can't let this happen again.
そっか。
Oh, in that case,
じゃあ、試してみよう。
let's see how serious you really are.
試す
I'm sorry?
お兄さんに機会をあげる。
I'll give you a
お
chance.
姫を殺す機会をあげる。
A chance to kill the princess.
なんですって？
What did you say?
できるかな？お兄さんに
Can you do it? I wonder.
英雄に徹して肉親を殺すことが。
Become the hero and slay your own blood? Kageyaki's just sitting there thinking like, can I? Afterward, we help treat the wounded and hand the terrorists over to the police. By the time we make it back to Horigoe, the sun is a sliver of gold on the horizon. We pass through the manor's gates in silence. She offered me a chance to kill Hikaru. What did she mean? From the incident at the track, it seems clear the general possesses supernatural faculties of a sort. And of course, she commands tens of thousands of soldiers. But even with all that power at her disposal, can she really challenge Kinsego and win? It doesn't seem possible. But then why? Why does my heart hammer in my chest? Why does my skin tingle like a warning of doom? Every cell in my body is alive with terror because I know Ashikaga Chachimaru is telling the truth. And if she's telling the truth, then the moment I've been waiting for is close at hand. The moment I'll be able to take Hikaru's life.
閣下、事前に教えておいていただきたいのですが、
General, I need to know your plan.
ヒカルをどうやって
How do you intend to
殺すと
kill Hikaru? Attack her in her sleep?
寝込みを襲うつもりですか？
She did say Hikaru had been sleeping all morning, but surely she's awake by now. Even if she is asleep, what difference will that make? She's hardly one to be taken by surprise. It's folly. I should tell the general to call it off.
違うよ。
In her sleep? No.
それじゃ殺せない。逆だよ。
No one can kill her that way. You have to do the opposite.
逆
Opposite? Yeah.
例によってわけわからない。
You're still not making any sense?
すぐにわかる。
You'll see what I mean.
一目でわかるさ。
Then you'll understand. Turn back. In red text. Wait, we don't have red text in this game. This isn't Dooming Echo. Turn back, Minato Kageyaki. Kageyaki. Behind this door lies your end. Open it and you will be lost forever.
ミド。
どうしたのお兄さん。
What's wrong, big bro?
行くよ。
Come on.
はい。
Alright. The general slides the wooden door open. Beyond is an impenetrable darkness, thick and black like the sea at night. But as my eyes grow accustomed to the gloom, I recognize the features of a guest room much like my own. Sparse furniture, clean mats, and atop the mats something white. A wave of deja vu assaults me. I've seen this before.
ヒカル
Hikaru?
眠っているのか？
Is she sleeping?
いいや。起きてる。
No, she's awake.
目覚めているよ。
Wide awake. I hear the click of a switch being flipped and the room is flooded with light. I know this sight. I'll never forget it. It was my life for a whole year, a year lived in constant torturous ambivalence. Each day I prayed for it to end, hoping desperately for a healing miracle. Each day I prayed for it to continue, quaking in fear of a final collapse. Why am I seeing this again? My sister left broken and hollow by the poison that consumed her?
これって。
This is...
これって。
It can't...
おめえは知らないんだっけ
You didn't know about her
港
disease?
光の病気。
知ってる。葵の術の中で見て。
I saw it in Aoi's
知ってるけど。
Shinogi, but...
どういうことよ。これが港光なら、カカ様を装甲して銀星号になっているのは誰なの？
What's going on here? If this is Minato Hikaru, then where's Mother's master? Where's Kinsego?
誰っしょね。
Good
は
question.
ぐらかさないで。
Stop playing games.
はぐらかしちゃいね。単なる意地悪だ。
I'm not playing
けど
games. Just
お
yanking
めえ
your
も分
chain.
かりきったこと聞くなよ。
What you get for asking stupid questions?
ここに港光がいるんだから。この港光が走行して銀星号をやってるに決まってんだろ。
If this is Minato Hikaru, then this is Kinsego, right?
どうやってよ。できるわけないでしょ。
How could she be Kinsego?
こんな植物状態の重病人が走行して戦うなんて。
How can a vegetable pilot a Tsurugi? He can't. She can't. It has to be a lie, all of it. All of it? But where do the lies begin and end?
どう聞いてもデタラメな話だよな。でもここに嘘は何にもない。
I don't blame you for not believing it, but this right here is God's honest truth.
真実。この港光が銀星号だ。
This Minato Hikaru is Ginsego.
だからどうやってそんなことができるって言うのよ。
How does she do it?
眠る。
By going to sleep. One word from the prophet says it all.
眠るって
Like going to sleep?
この港光が眠ると銀星号が出てくる。
When she sleeps, she becomes Ginsego?
何よ
But that's
二重人格
split personalities? I've heard of such a disorder, two separate identities sharing the same body.
いや違う。
Nope. Ginsego isn't
Ginsego
an
は人
alternate
格じゃない。
personality.
実験して調べてみた。
My experiments proved that.
実験
Experiments?
あては最初この状態を見てもお姫って変な寝方するんだなとしか思わなかったよ。
The first time I saw her like
港
this,
光が後続病で廃人になってるなんて
I
初
just
めは
thought,
知らなかったしね。
I just thought she was weird for sleeping with her eyes open and shit. I didn't know about the metal poisoning.
でもそのうちだんだんと妙に思えてきたからさ、ものは
Later,
試しで
when I realized something
脳
was
波を
off,
調べてみたの。
I decided to try scanning her brainwaves.
この状態と立って動いてる時と
I compared them with her brainwaves when she's walking and talking.
脳
Brain? What?
適当に分かりやすく言えば頭の血の巡り具合だ。割と最近の学問だけどお兄さんは多分知ってるよ。
Put it really simply, it's a measure of how hard your brain's working, a new field of medicine, but your master's probably heard of it.
いやおめえら村正こそ誰より詳しく知ってるはずだ。知らないわけね。
Wait, shouldn't
知
you
らな
already
か
know
った
this shit,
ら
Muramasa?
どうして人の精神を書き換えられる。
You have to. How else could you fuck with people's brains?
その脳波を調べてみたらさ、結果は逆だったんだ。
Anyway, I checked her brainwaves, and what did I find? Well, I had it backwards.
逆
Backwards.
この状態の港光は覚醒していて、活動する銀星号は常に眠っていた。
This Hikaru is wide awake, and the one you know as Ginsego is fast asleep.
夢なんだよ。
She's a dream.
銀星号は港光の見ている夢。
Ginsego is Minato Hikaru's dream.
すでに破壊された人格が砕け散った意識の底で見続けている夢だ。
Her mind is gone, shattered to pieces, but those pieces are still dreaming.
夢
A dream?
そう。
Yep.
そんな
That's insane.
ふざけた話が
She's so good because she's in a dream and dreams of herself being good. Seems to make sense. Okay. Kinda strange, but alright. That's a twist you're not expecting.
心当たり
Nothing
何
ringing
も
a
ない
bell?
か。
あるわけないでし
Of
ょ
course not.
お兄さんは
What about you, big brother? Nothing? If you recall, her mind recovered almost immediately, like, after, touching Ginsego, right? After touching the silver Muramasa, she recovered ridiculously fast. Within a day, she was suddenly, like, good to go, right? Yeah, I guess he assumed that it was the linking with the Tsurugi that healed her physically and mentally. But it's not quite clear that that's what happened. I understand. Mira?
ミロ
When I faced Hikaru in the garden, her presence was too weak. I had to wonder if she was really there. A dream. Preposterous though it may be, if she's a dream, then it all makes sense. It would explain why Hikaru seemed somehow non-existent, there and yet not there at the same time. It would also explain the strange disconnect I have always felt when talking to her, as if she and I were at the opposite ends of reality.
あるっしょ。言ってたもんね。お姫が目の前にいるのにその実在を疑ったって。
There is something, isn't there? You told me you once even doubted her presence even though she was standing right in front of you.
しかし
It's not possible.
やはりありえません。あれを全て眠りの中で行っていたのだ。
She can do all that in a dream? Are you jealous? Because I'm jealous.
言うなりゃ天然の無双。無双剣だ。お姫が無敵なのも道理だね。
I guess you could say she's got a natural muso. Everything she does comes straight from the soul. No wonder no one can touch her.
どうだい。人間ってのは無駄が多くできてる。その無駄を全部取っ払って自分に必要なものだけを残したのがあの夢だっていうなら
Most people are
誰も
complicated,
勝
you
てるは
see.
ずがない。
They have doubts and fears, conflicting priorities, a conscience binding them, but not Ginsego. She has no doubt, no fear, no conflict, no conscience. She has only what she needs to carry out her purpose.
ありえません。
It's not possible.
そんな都合のいい奇跡があってたまるかって。
A miracle, perhaps?
安心してよ。
Don't worry.
これは奇跡なんて素敵なもんじゃない。
No miracle.
呪いに過ぎない。代償が支払われている。
He's paying the price.
どういう意味
What
で
do
す
you
か？
mean?
お兄さん、この容体を見てどう？ 2年前と比べて。
How does she look to you, huh? Compared to how she did 2 years ago?
衰えている。
She's weaker?
うん。活動中は理不尽なパワフルぶりに騙されるけど、こうして寝てると明らかでしょ。
Yeah, it's easy to be fooled by how strong she is when she's up and about, but see her like this and it's a different story.
中身はもっとひどいよ。最新最高の医療技術を片っ端から注ぎ込んで、どうにかこうにか命をつないでるけど、
She's even worse on the
あといく
inside.
らも持たない。
I have the best doctors with the latest technology and they can barely keep her alive, and even that won't last much longer.
それは
What's causing such rapid deterioration? Hikaru was cured of her illness 2 years ago. It was too late to save her mind, but she couldn't have gotten worse. There has to be another reason for her decline.
抑制のない夢の世界に根ざしているからこそ、銀星号は人外境の力を震える。けど、その分の負債は、現実の港光の肉体からきっちり取り立てられてるってわけ。
Kinsego is stronger than any human can be because she's a dream and dreams have no limits. But here in the real world, the stress of wielding that power has taken its toll on her body.
こうして、
And this is the result.
当ての見るところ、あと2回かな。銀星号として動けるのは。
My best guess? She can become Ginsego maybe 2 more times.
2回。
2 more?
多分ね。
Probably.
その後は
And after that?
ないよ。
There won't be an after that.
そこで終わり。
That'll be the end. For
銀星
Ginsego
号も、
and Hikaru.
港光も。
The end. She'll disappear, vanishing from this world. She'll die.
さて、どうしよう、お兄さん。
What are you gonna do, big brother?
どうとは
Do?
あては約束を守ったよ。お姫を殺すチャンスをあげた。
This is your chance to kill the princess.
今ならそこらの子供でもやれる。首に手をかけて、軽くひねればおしまいだ。
Even a child could kill her like this. All you gotta do is put your hands around her neck and squeeze.
さ、
Go
ど
on.
うぞ。
バカな。
Oh. How can I do such a thing? This is Hikaru. This is my sister who I only wanted to protect. Kill her? Don't be ridiculous. I have to save her life, not end it. It's my duty now, as always, to do everything in my power to restore her to health.
あと2回。でもその2回で、どれだけの人間が死ぬのかな？
Only 2 more times. Doesn't sound like much, but how many people will she kill, I wonder?
銀星号は、港光がごく深い熟睡状態に陥った時発生する現象だ。出現を未然に阻止する方法はない。
Insego only appears when Minato Hikaru falls into a very deep sleep. There's no way to keep it from happening.
現れたものを力で止めるのも無理。今
Once
しかない。
Kinsego awakens, there's no stopping her. This is your only chance.
お兄さん、犠牲者を出したくないなら、今殺すしかないよ。
You have to kill her here and now if you want to end the slaughter. Ooh, thanks for the drink, my dude. Delicious.
ミド、
Ito,
少し席を外して。
if you step outside for a minute,
私が
I throw up a hand to silence my Tsurugi. I don't want to hear it. Fear the words will shatter my skull.
突っ込んでろよ。言っとくが、
You stay
お
right
め
the
えに
fuck
は
where
や
you
らせ
are.
ねえ。当てが機会をあげるのは、お兄さんだけだ。
No one but Big Brother here gets to lay a hand on the princess.
村正。
Muramasa.
そう。すべてはお兄さん一人の決断。
That's right, it's all up to you.
お兄さんの意志でやらなくちゃいけない。港光を
Hikaru's gonna die. It's
殺
gotta be
害
by
する。
your hand. By your will. She's made it as easy as possible.
できない。
Can't do it? Hikaru. She's Ginsego, sworn to conquer the world. She's my sister, I've sworn to protect.
お兄さん、当てと坊主が言ったことを思い出して。
Remember what the monk and I told you?
無我。港影明が港光の死を望まないなら、
Uga. If
港
Minato
影明
Kageyaki
を捨
can't
てる
kill
んだ。
Hikaru, then get rid of him.
英雄になるんだ。世界の意志は
The world
魔
wants
王の
Ginsego
死を
dead.
望んでいる。お兄さん、
Time, big brother.
己を
Abandon thyself. For the sake of the world, destroy the monster who threatens all life. I'll save, because I'm pretty sure this is where I need to save. As I think these two decisions are pretty important. I believe that's the... Oh, it might be after that. It might be after that, we'll see. This is saving for the next route, by the way, in case you're wondering. There is a route split around here. I'm pretty sure. So, become a hero. End the route immediately. Or say I can't. Are we so consumed by trauma we can't kill someone? In cold blood who's just lying there taking a nap? I suppose so. This isn't a story of heroes, guys. They say that at the start. They say that in every single route. It's not a story of heroes. I must kill Hikaru if she lives. She'll again become Ginsego and countless lives will perish. My heart, the self called Minato Kageyaki, will not let me do that. What must be done. Therefore, abandon self. I must kill her. But why? Why does Hikaru have to die? Paying for my neck.
断る。
I can't walk like this.
歩いてみせろ。そんなことで光に勝てるか。
Find a way. How else will you ever defeat me?
影明、二人きりの食卓だからといって変に気を使う必要はない。早く食べるといい。
Kageyaki, I know it's just the two of us, so that's no reason to be shy. Eat up. Isn't their mom there in that shot?
二人
Just the two of us?
あれ、私はぶられてる。
What happened to me? Poor Subaru getting abused by your daughter.
二人だ。もし意もしない三人目がどうしても気になるのなら言え。質量保存の法則を無視してでもこの宇宙から完全に抹消してやろう。
Yes, just the two of us. Let me know if the non-existent third person at this table bothers you. I'll erase all trace of her from the universe. If I have to ignore the conservation of mass to do it, I will.
すみません。もう黙って食べます。私いませんから。母さんここにいませんから。
I'm sorry, I'll be good. I'll eat quietly. I'm not here. Mommy's not here.
影明、
Kageyaki.
光は父に会えるであろうか。
Will I ever meet my father?
Oh.
Yes. When has Hikaru this Hikaru... What has Hikaru this Hikaru done to deserve death? She's still the girl I remember as my sister. She hasn't changed, and she can't have changed. Time for her stopped 3 years ago. Everything that has happened since, all the chaos, all the slaughter, all the terrible works of Ginsego, it was but the dream of a destroyed mind. Hikaru's will played no role in any of it. Towns were burned, thousands lie dead, but to her none of those acts were real. Then how can she be laid to blame? By what law can she be condemned for deeds done inside a dream? She's committed no crime. Hikaru is innocent. Yeah, by some reasoning, you're innocent. Okay. I think I could say that. It's like, are you liable for things you dream of? Probably not. As you aren't liable for every thought you make. Only the actions you take upon them. So, you could say that from her perspective, she wasn't aware she was committing crimes. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't kill her to save some lives either.
それでも
Even so. I must kill her. So says not my heart, but the deeds of my past. There were others no less innocent than Hikaru, and I took their lives, killing them anyway. I had to prevent a greater disaster. The choice facing me now is exactly the same. If I don't kill Hikaru, many more will die. If I spare her, it will shame the memory of Nita Yuhi. It will shame the memory of Fuki and Funa. So kill her with your own hands and end her life. Muga. Cast out the heart of Minato Kageyaki. Become the hero avatar of justice and kill. Kill? Kill. No. I can't. I can't!
ミド。
Mito.
お兄さん。
Bro. Bruh. Voices of rage cry out in my head, condemning my self-serving hypocrisy, declaring me faithless scum in the eyes of the world. Coward. You killed us. And you can't kill your own sister? I can't. God's help me, I can't. Of course, the randoms he murders don't mean too much to him. He barely knows them. Of course you can. All you have to do is snap her neck. I can't. Even though you chopped up my head? Please? Please! Kill her. Kill her. Kill her, mister. It's easy. Just do what you did to us. Forgive me. No. Forgive me. Please. Kill her. Kill her now. Man, he's dead serious. Look at that face. He's not having a good time.
Mido!
Mita?
待って！行かないで！
Don't go! The voices chase me. I have to escape. If they catch me, it's over. They'll tear me apart and then they'll kill Hikaru. I won't let that happen. I won't let them kill her. Hikaru is my sister. I have to protect her. No one can touch her as long as she's with me. No harm can befall her in the safety of my arms. This time I'll do my duty. This time I'll save her life. And still the voices follow. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her. They come and come. They keep coming on. Keep on coming. Their hate and their anger wash over me like fire. And so I run, searching for a place where they can no longer reach me. And if no such place exists, then I'll keep running. Forever if I need to. The ends of the earth with Hikaru in my arms. I find myself sitting among the trees, Hikaru still cradled in my arms. I did not choose to stop in this place. My legs wouldn't carry me further. How long was I running? How far have I come? My body is covered in cuts and bruises. My clothing torn and stained with blood. Everything is blank, from fleeing the general's manor to finding myself here. I remember nothing. I couldn't have run for a whole day, surely, so this must be the same night. A few hours have passed, most likely, or perhaps less time than I think. What should I do now? A more foolish question there's never been. I already know the answer. I've always known what I must do. But I cut my brain off before it can remind me. I don't need that answer. I don't want it. Let me pretend ignorance a while longer before I must once again face what I know. I pull Hikaru's body close, pressing my face to the cleft of her shoulder. Her breath is soft and steady against my cheek. Let's rest a while. There'll be time enough for thoughts later. Now's the time to sleep and bask in the glow of this doomed fantasy. The fantasy that I can protect my sister from everyone and everything for as long as I... Hikaru's breathing is soft and steady? I turn my head to look at her face. She's sleeping. How long has she been asleep? Wait, that doesn't matter. What was it the general said? Ginsego is Hikaru's dream. Who manifests when... A fine breeze.
草の香り、土の香り、闇の香り。
I can smell the grass growing, the dirt beneath our feet. I can smell the darkness all around us.
振り仰げば木々の狭間に隠れつき。夜更けの山とは風雅のものだな。
Is the silver disc of the moon? Ah, the beauty of the mountains at night.
影明、お前にしては気が利いている。
Thank you, Kageaki. This is the perfect place for a date. Hikaru smiles and spreads her arms, drinking in the cool mountain air. Hikaru, Ginsego. This is my sister's dream, I'm told, and indeed there is a dreamlike beauty about her as she glows softly in the light of the moon. But that's the only thing dreamlike about her. There's no hint of frailty, no danger she might vanish with the first light of dawn. There's only power, and the air is humming with it. This is a dream, an illusion of the mind? How can it be so strong? How can it be so alive? Maybe I'm the one who's dreaming. Maybe I wandered too deep into the mountains and have fallen into the trap of a mischievous spirit. That I could believe, but this?
Hikaru.
Hikaru?
なんだ
Yes?
お前は
Are you?
どうした
What is it?
何を遠慮する間柄でもあるまい
You know you can ask me anything.
家族ではないか
We're family, aren't we?
どんなことでも構わぬから言ってくれ
Speak your question.
お前の声を聞きたい
I wish to hear your voice.
お前は
Are you? Are you?
光の夢なのか
Are you Hikaru's dream? It's meaningless, I know, to ask the question. It won't make any sense to her. How would I feel if someone called me a figment of my own imagination? I would think it a stroke of madness, or at best a poor joke. She'll frown and tilt her head in confusion, and then she'll say,
そうだ
Yes. Hikaru doesn't lie to herself, right? We've already learned that. Nice art, by the way. The moon is absolutely colossal in this shot, but it works really well, giving us a nice background to look at our the dancing dream of our sister, I guess. Doesn't lie to herself. She's like, "Yep, I'm a figment of my own imagination."
俺は港光の夢に過ぎぬ
I am but the dream of Minato Hikaru.
お前は自分で
You know?
知っている
Oh, I know.
己が歌方のものであることを知っている
I know what I am. Foam on the waves. Her voice holds no sorrow, it holds no despair. Calmly, she admits it as if it were the most natural thing in the world. My mind reels from her declaration. How can a dream exist, knowing it's a dream? Well, the dream's right here in front of you. You can't really argue its existence. Dreams aren't real, they're illusions, and illusions are dispelled by truth. Can an illusion face the truth of its own non-substance and live? Is that not a paradox?
不思議か
You find it so strange?
俺にとって悩むべきことは何もない
I, for one, don't doubt my existence. I think, therefore I am, so it doesn't matter if I'm a dream, I still exist.
夢とは望みだいやそうとも言い切れないのだろうが港光に限って言えば
Dreams are
夢と
manifestations
は
of
まさし
desire.
く希望の結晶に他ならぬ
Well, I suppose it's not always true, but Hikaru at least dreams of one thing. Hope.
希望
Hope. Hikaru raises her left hand, slender fingers grasping at strands of moonlight.
俺は港光の夢であることを喜ぶそれは俺が最も純粋な港光であることを意味するからだ
Ah, I see. I rejoice to be the dream of Minato Hikaru, for I am Hikaru in her purest form. Hikaru you always wanted to be. Her hand goes to her chest, palm pressed against her heart.
俺は港光の夢であることを誇るそれは俺が最も強固な港光であることを意味するからだ
I'm proud to be the dream of Minato Hikaru, for I have the strength to do what she could not. Her fingers tighten into a fist and she raises it before her as if swearing an oath.
俺は港光の夢であることを誓うそれは俺が港光の
I pledge to be the dream of
いつか
Hikaru,
叶う
Minato
理想で
Hikaru,
あることを意味するからだ
for I am the promise her wish will come true. From her fist extends one finger, deadly as a sword.
俺は迷わず俺としてあるこの道を踏みしめひたむきに進むことが俺にはできる
I'm free of doubt, free to be myself, and free to walk whatever path will lead me to my goal, and walk it I shall.
光
I mean, that's certainly purity of intention, right? You're like, this is what I want, so I'll go get it?
行
Okay.
かねばならぬ
I must go on. Turns her back to me.
行く
You're going?
光の夢として光の希望を叶えるために
It's my duty to grant Hikaru's wish,
天下不武を果たさねばならぬ
and for that I must complete my conquest. That means
よせ
stop it.
もう殺すなお前自身の命取りにもなる
Your own life is in the balance.
お前の体は
Your body
限界が近い
is at its limit.
あるいは
Perhaps it
か
is.
もしれぬ
だがやめぬ。
It matters not.
光
Hikaru?
俺は望みのために歩き続ける。他のありようを知らぬ。
I exist to serve a single desire, that's my way, and I know no other.
俺は
I'm
光の夢なのだ。
Hikaru's dream.
限界があるなら限界に挑もう。
If there are limits, I'll
そうし
challenge
て
them.
必ずや
I'll have my desire,
望み
whatever
を
it
遂げる。
takes. Your desire, Hikaru's desire. Your father?
うん。
Yeah,
奪われた父を取り
I'll
戻
take
す。
back my father.
お前の父は奪われてなどいない。
Your father isn't lost to you, Hikaru.
秋高様、お前を拒みはしない。会いに行けばいつでも迎えてくださる。
Our father will welcome you with open arms. Anytime you want to meet him, you can.
会うことが望みではない。
I don't want to meet him.
父親と名乗ってくれることだ。
I want him to name himself my father.
認めてくれることだ。
I want him to accept me as his daughter.
それも
That too
叶うか。
will be mine.
お前の言う通りだ。俺は父にいつでも会える。会って父と呼ぶこともできよう。だ
As
が
you
一
say,
度もしたことはない。
I can see my father anytime I choose. I can even call him father should it please me. But I have not done so, not once.
拒絶されるのが恐ろしい。
I fear he'll reject me.
どう思う？
What do you think, Kageaki?
光の望みは叶うか？父は心から真実の言葉で
If I demand it, will my wish be granted?
俺を
Will father
娘と
look me
認
in
め
the
てく
eye?
れるだろうか？
Will he call me his daughter? Will he swear it with all the stars as his witness?
貴様が事の決着をつけよ。この
You
能
must
な
answer for
し
this failure.
秋高と港家との縁を貴様の手で断ち切るのだ。
Man is useless to us now. With your own hands, you will sever the last bond tying him to your family.
許せ
Forgive me,
影明。
Kageaki.
され秋高、今後二度と港を名乗ることもわしの前に現れることも許さん。
Away with you, Akitaka. The Minato name is no longer yours to bear, and if you know what's good for you, you'll never again show your face in my presence.
影明、
Kageaki.
港の家を
Subaru, Hikaru, I
光
leave
の
them
こ
to
と
you.
を頼む。
光を頼むよ影明。
Care of Hikaru, Kageaki. Don't forget your promise.
忘れないで。
He's just thinking, he's like, shit. Will he acknowledge you? Ooh, I don't know about that.
そうだろう。分かっている。
Yes, Kageaki, I know.
我が父は奪われているのだ。
My father was stolen from me.
光と父との絆は断たれている。己を生み落とした愛の根源から光は断ち切られている。
I'm cut off from the love that gave me life.
だから取り戻すのだ。我が父を封じる牢獄。この強大なる世界に挑み打ち砕いて。
But I'll have it back. The world is mighty beyond measure, but I'll shatter it and drag my father from the pieces.
村正
Muramasa.
鬼に会うては鬼を切る。仏に会うては仏を切る。
Where there are demons, I slay them. Where there are saints, I slay them.
剣のことあり。ここにあり。
It's the way of the sword. In a flash, the Silver Musha is born, the conqueror of all Ginsego. He prepares to depart, to go out into the world, to go out and burn it to a cinder.
待てくれ。
Please,
父親さえ得られるならお前は破壊と殺戮をやめるの
you've
か。
given your father, will you stop killing? If that's the answer, if that's what will bring this tragedy to an end, then whatever I must forsake to do it, I will. Thinking. Don't forget your promise.
影明、
Kageaki.
光の求めは、父が俺を稚児と認め、愛情の実在を認め、
What I
そ
desire
の
is
口で
proof
名を呼んでくれることなのだ。
for my father to embrace me with love in his heart.
世界の代わりの瞳悟空として
Mhm.
父を差し出してよこされても意味がない。
I don't want him in
それ
ransom
で
for the
は
lives of humanity.
父の愛は世界に奪われたままだろう。
His love would still belong to the world, would it not?
故に世界は
And so I'll
壊す。
destroy it.
すべての人間を殺し、あらゆる価値を滅ぼし、
ビビー
この地上に光と土だ
This
けを
is
残
Grant,
す。
by the way. I changed my
その
Twitch
時
to my
こそ父
VTuber
の愛は
persona.
疑いもない。他には何もないのだからな。
Charles Autumn, also known as Grant. Dude, thanks for the sub. Glad to see you around again, my dude.
光る。
Hikaru.
鍵焼き、
Crazy.
我が家族、
Kagiaki, my brother.
我が兄。
He glares at me with such ferocity, such battle lust that I shrink back from her in fear.
お前こそは光の最後の敵。波動の最後に越えねばならぬもの。
You're the last enemy I must face, the last obstacle I must overcome.
もう分かっているな。俺がお前に望むのは最後の時に
You understand now what it is I
光の
want from
前へ
you.
ただ一人で立つことだ。
To face me alone at the end of the world.
奪う。
And there I'll
必
defeat
ず
you.
奪うぞ。
I swear it.
母、世界、我が兄。
First was my mother, next the world, and finally, you, my brother.
阻む者すべてを破り、俺は必ず奪う。
Everything that would keep me from my birthright shall perish, and I'll take back what's mine. Her gaze pierces me with the force of Amusha's lance, deeper, deeper to the core of my being.
誰にも止められぬ。
I won't stop. I
止め
won't
さ
fail.
せはせぬ。この願いは誰にも。
Not though all heaven and earth deny me. The silver star blazes into the sky, and I know that nothing in creation can hold her back. Unstoppable speed, irresistible power, and a will that can't be bound, bent, or broken. It shines with lonely, inviolable majesty, and there at the summit of heaven, it's gone. He's gone. What could not be allowed to happen has happened. Oh. It's not like you can kill her since you had all the opportunity in the world. And I pick myself up and on failing legs give chase. Time to pose that eternal question, to be or not to be, we asked. So let's begin this comedy on the stage where mad laughter does ring. Is he gonna resist the Ginsego mind control effect? Thunder howls as the loyal dog sinks its teeth into the thief's soft flesh. In her warm nest, the chick calls to her mother, closed eyes blind to the slithering snake on the wide savannah. The lion stalks its prey, golden mane puffed with pride. The stream burbles softly as frolicking children crush the frog's eggs beneath their bare feet. You who preach life's sacred meeting, heed the jester's heartfelt lies. If you fear death's cold embrace, know his mask is but a mirror painted black. Question life's purpose, and the jester in death shall lift a spoon. Embrace life's pleasures, and the jester in death shall doff their crowns. Run and dance, beasts of the plain, laugh and sing, feast and fight, for now all chains and cages have crumbled to dust beneath your feet. Can Kageaki resist it? Or are they just playing that track? I'm curious if he's getting hit by that. Oh. The first village I come to is already dead, thousands slain without meaning or purpose, torn to pieces and left to rot in the streets. Who did this? Who brought it upon them? Ginsego? No.
あなたを追っていたら銀星号の気配がして
While searching for you, I caught Ginsego's scent.
まさかと思って来てみたんだけどごめんなさい
Sorry, I was too late.
来るのが
I look up to find Muramasa beside me, head lowered in abject apology. But why? What does she have to apologize for? Did she unleash hell on this village? No.
俺か
My fault. I mean, it is.
ミド
Mito.
俺の子
My
供
weakness did this. I could have stopped it. If I'd killed Hikaru, this would not have happened. It was in my power to prevent this misery, but I chose to let it happen. Its blood is on my hands.
殺す
I'll kill her. Will you?
殺す
I'll kill Hikaru. I will.
光を
きない。
You can't do it, bro.
お兄さんには
Brother, you just can't
で
do
き
it.
ないな。
What?
しょっと。
And down we go.
あなた
Did you land on top of her? Without warning, the general's there, throwing Muramasa to the ground before either of us can react. But she doesn't spare my Tsurugi a second glance, her eyes see only me.
お兄さんはどうしようもなく港光を愛してる。
Your love for her is too strong, it's almost like a curse, you could say. Oh, probably should have finished that line. Hold up.
お兄さんはどうしようもなく港光を愛してる。まるで呪いのように。
Yeah, that it is.
お兄さんはお姫を殺せない。そうなると、当てが用意できる運命はもう一つの方になるな。
You'll never be able to kill her, and that means I'm gonna have to go with plan B.
何をする気
What are you doing?
これ。
This. She opens her hand, brilliant white light burns away the darkness. An egg. Why does she have one? No. Is this the same egg Hikaru tried to use on me? The one she said was strong enough to overwhelm my bond with Muramasa?
チャンス到来だね。
Told you I'd find a good use for it, princess.
させるか
I won't let you.
うるせえ。いいとこで邪魔すんな。
If you hadn't noticed, we're talking here.
捨てがいなけりゃ五分と五分じゃねえな。当ての方が一枚上だ。
Thought we'd be about equal unequipped, but it looks like I'm a little stronger.
あなた
You can't be.
まさかまさか
Can't be.
さて、
Where were we?
心の準備はそろそろ OK。
Are you ready for this, big bro?
ミド呼んで
My struggling Tsurugi cries, call me!
走行して
You
私
have to
を
equip me, then I can... She's right, her power can't protect me from there. But if I say the words and assume Musha form, her steel will shield me from Ginsego's egg.
鬼に
Where there are demons,
港光の命を救う方法がある。
I know how to save Hikaru. What?
何
What?
助けたいんでしょ。魔王でも殺人鬼でも
You want to save her, don't you?
港光
You
に
want
生
her
き
to
てい
live
て
even
ほ
if
しいん
she
で
is
し
the
ょ。
enemy of the world?
あれはあと一月も持たずに衰弱死する。
It won't last another month unless we do something about it.
その前に助ける方法はある。
ダメよ聞いちゃ
Don't
ダ
listen to
メ
her. Mito!
どんな理由があったってあなたの心を捨てていいわけが
You can't throw your heart away, even if it means saving your...
黙れっての。
I said shut the fuck up!
村正
Muramasa,
お兄さん、
listen. Suddenly everything goes silent as if I've plunged into the depths of the sea. Only the general's voice reaches me, echoing in my head like a message from a god.
港光を救いたい。そ
You
れ
want
が
to
お
save
兄さん
Minato
の
Hikaru.
偽りない本心
What you
だ。
truly desire, more than anything else in the world. Alright. Are we going for Shiro's route? That's the Heaven's Feel route, right? Save Sakura at the cost of potentially everyone in the city. Or kill Sakura to save as many people as you can. The route of the hero. We're getting that same offer here. This time potentially from Chachimaru, who we don't even know if she's actually going to follow through on this promise. Interesting. Now we don't even know if we're going to pursue that. We just think maybe it be a thing. But man, that's going to be a lot of dead people.
よね。
Isn't it? It's what you want, right? Save Hikaru more than anything? I can't deny.
もらったよ。
And there it is.
その心。
The truth of your soul.
それは人の魂を素直にする。
This has the power to make men honest.
さあ、お兄さん、
Now tell us, brother.
あなたの望みは
What do you want? What do I want? What do I want? One thing and one thing only. I mean, that's gonna be rough. Poor Muramasa, we're just crushing her feelings. And failing our objective to stop Kinsego. A fantasy of cruxes. What's a crux? A crux is a melding of life and metal that exhibits the peculiar qualities of each. Didn't we read this in the last route? As life, it possesses regenerative faculties, human-like intelligence, it can act autonomously when required. At the same time, a crux is undeniably a tool. It exists first and foremost to be used, and as long as it's properly stored, a crux will never die or decay. Of course, a crux grants the warrior who wears it strength beyond mortal men. What is it that separates a crux from a mere suit of armor? From whence does the crux derive its mythical power? But thus far, science has failed utterly to answer this question, and there's no way to predict when this might change. Perhaps 100 years hence, the preeminent scholars of the age will be pounding their fists against this very wall. Or perhaps a heretofore unknown genius living like a hermit in the hills of Macedonia will publish the answer in the next month's new science and render our struggle meaningless. However, for we who live in this age, the most we can do is keep our brain cells grinding towards the distant finish line. Okay, so presumably this is the same thing that proposes that in Eastern Asia is the source of the water you require to make Tsurugi, and that source might give the answers to how you make Tsurugi. Because for anyone who forgot, basically the smith hammers something. The smith hammers a shape into being, then goes for a swim with the shape. There's some boiling of the water, and poof, they've imbued their soul into the armor, and there's no body left behind. And it proposes that there's some quality about the water that does that, because you can't use water from North America or South America. For centuries, we've studied metallurgy and biology, searching for a key to unlock the ultimate mystery. But I wonder, have we, in our zeal to uncover the truth, not neglected an area of study? Is there not a third element, one no less vital than metal nor flesh? Let me get straight to the point. I'm speaking, of course, of water. All who have studied cruxes know the most important step in the forging process, the holiest of rituals, that for thousands of years remained cloaked in secrecy, is the quenching. The final stage of the forging, when the armor is complete, the smith immerses the forge-hot armor and himself in a bath of water. When the steam clears and the quenching is complete, the human smith has vanished without a trace, leaving only the armor behind. But the armor has ceased to be mere metal, it's become a crux, imbued with supernatural might. All that remains are the finishing touches which the smith's disciples will complete without him. The prevailing consensus amongst crux scholars is that the water is a conduit for the smith's life essence, the glue by which the smith and armor are joined. But I have a different theory. What if it is the smith or even the armor that serves as the conduit, and the water that is a vital component of the complete crux? What if the water, not the flesh, is the source of its power? The implications are many and great, and therefore I delve into them. Before I delve into them, I should provide my basis for this theory, that my learned colleagues will not find fault with my methods. Blah, 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 blah. Are we gonna go with the thing? Nope, yeah, we are. Okay, deep beneath the East Eurasian supercontinent lies a massive groundwater reservoir. It was formed eons past when shifting tectonic plates isolated a section that would later become the Pacific Ocean. Figure A is a map of this reservoir and its tributaries overlaid atop a map of the globe. I obtained this data via Dr. Haushofer, who assures me it represents the very cutting edge of geological research. Although available technology limits us to approximately 80% accuracy, it's more than sufficient for our purposes. Addendum: according to Dr. Haushofer, this distribution of groundwater from East Eurasian Reservoir exhibits numerous unusual properties that can't be explained by modern science. He hypothesizes the distribution is due to the presence of anomalies, perhaps gravitational in nature. Figure B divides regions of the world by when they began to forge cruxes. Figure C divides them by the current rate of crux production. By now, my esteemed readers, the correlation should be obvious, and just so, the earliest regions to develop crux smithing were those closest to the underground reservoir. And while the rate of production does not necessarily rise with proximity, we must not ignore the fact that it falls to zero in areas untouched by the reservoir or its tributaries. Some of you are asking yourselves, what difference does it make? Water is essential to the crux smithing process. It's only natural for water-rich areas to favor crux production. But I ask you friends, bear in mind that not all the Earth's water shares the same source. Africa, Australia, North and South America, these continents are not bereft of water, and yet crux smithing is impossible in these regions. There is some debate over whether this has always been the case, but it's another topic entirely. The conclusion is obvious. In order to forge a crux successfully, the waters for the quenching must come from the East Eurasian reservoir. Other explanations exist for this divide. The quality of the iron is to blame, some posit, or a simple lack of aptitude among the native peoples of those lands. It's true that while water quality has always been an important thing to cruxsmiths, few people regard it as the most important factor. It's not difficult to understand. After all, there's no discernible difference between the water they use for the quenching and the water they use in everyday life. It has some nice tunes. Yeah, we do have some nice tunes. The sax track especially is real nice. So is their combat track. Their combat track's nice, but I've heard their combat track for a longest time, so it's not as exciting on your third playthrough. It's still good, though. However, I ask you, can we, disciples of modern science, which is yet unable to tell the difference between a crux and a lifeless slab of metal, say our methods are not lacking as pertains to water as well? Okay. It brings me to my hypothesis. I hypothesize the answer we have sought for so long. The key to the mystery, what separates armor from crux, lies deep beneath the earth in the East Eurasian reservoir. I've long believed that cruxes are themselves a form of life, and they possess intelligence and autonomy, if limited, and the process by which they convert their pilot's body to heat or their heat to energy can be likened to that of a human's metabolism. I'm aware of the many counter-arguments that what autonomy and intelligence a crux possesses exist to serve its master, for example, and that cruxes therefore are a kind of machine. I have no intention of refuting these points. It's true a crux possesses machine-like qualities, but those who reject the idea of a crux as life inevitably conclude that the following: that cruxes do not reproduce, and therefore cannot be alive. Cruxes do not reproduce, this is true, but why leap to the conclusion that they cannot therefore be alive? Are you not overlooking another possibility? Namely, what if cruxes are the product of reproduction? A flawed, incomplete product, one that, like the Leo pawn, is born sterile. In this case, the method of reproduction is the forging process itself. No doubt some will argue that a true reproduction should not require the active participation of a third party, and I don't intend to argue that point there. The idea of Crux's life is merely a useful rhetorical device, and not the core of my thesis. Now we come to the penultimate question. If Cruxes are the product of reproduction, what are the offspring of? Metal? Metal is not alive. Man? We already have the means to produce complete offspring. Then what? Water, of course, or to be precise, something in the water. From a lightless cavern far below East Asia, something comes creeping through the aquifers and underground rivers until at last, after centuries or millennia, it reaches a natural spring hidden deep in a mountain cave. Perhaps a smith finds the cave and sets to forging a crux. He melts the ore, works the steel, hammers until the shape is wrought. The air is so hot his clothes turn to ash, but the smith lifts his glowing armor piece by piece, setting it against his naked flesh. His skin burns, his flesh sizzles, the pain is unimaginable, but this is his purpose, and his will no less strong than his steel. At last, when he's donned the final piece, the smith steps into the sacred spring. White-hot metal meets cold water. An explosion of steam fills the cave, and there, in the waters of the spring, something joins with the smith and the armor, and from this union, a crux is born. If you must look to nature for a similar example, I direct your attention to Ophiocordyceps sinensis, known as the caterpillar fungus. The spores of this fungus infect caterpillar larvae, killing and mummifying them, then drawing nutrients from their corpses to produce strange mushrooms. Is this transformation from caterpillar to mushroom not similar to the process by which cruxes are born? That might work. Yeah, okay. Summarize my theory in these terms. I posit the unidentified factor that determines whether water is suitable for crux smithing is in fact a kind of spore spread by a mushroom of sorts, lurking in the East Eurasian reservoir. Since ancient times, Tsurugi smiths of Yamato, a region very near to the reservoir, have commonly worshipped Konjin, the god of metal. By communing with their god, it is said that priests of Konjin are able to divine the best locations for smithing. These divinations are a most interesting topic, but one I will address at a later date. Konjin is often spoken of as a foreign deity, one which Yamatoan theology generally means a god imported from an outside religion, such as Buddhism. Is this the case for Konjin too? I have my doubts. Figure B shows Yamato has one of the world's oldest crux smithing traditions, one that developed without outside influence. In ancient times, science and religion were synonymous, with no distinction between ritual and craft. It follows, therefore, the worship of Konjin, a deity inextricably tied to the Tsurugi smithing process, also originated in Yamato. So what makes this Konjin foreign? Well, when Buddhism spread to Yamato, Konjin took on a new identity, Sanat Kumara, the guardian of law. The Koun Temple on Mount Kurama is the center of Kumara worship. It's also the site of the oldest three smithing community in Yamato. According to records, Koun Temple was built out of the original Konjin shrine, which was there long before Buddhism crossed the sea. From these facts, we can assume the Kumara cult embodies the most essential form of Konjin worship. The description of Kumara in official Koun Temple mythology is most peculiar. It states Kumara was a being with a body of material unknown to man that came to Earth from Venus 6.5 million years ago. Buddhism is always fond of large numbers. In addition, it describes Kumara as a human in feature, appearing 16 years of age but eternally unchanging, likely a conflation with the dwarves who were Konjin's foremost priests and worshippers. Okay. This is, I think, new stuff. I don't think we had the Kumara and Koun Temple stuff in the previous reading of this. I think we were interrupted, right? So this is continuing to posit a theory. It's saying, hey, on this mountain... It was a mountain, right? The Koun Temple people... Yeah, the temple on Mount Kurama is the center of their worship, yep. So the people from Mount Kurama are possibly closest to the source, or at least aware of the source of Tsurugi. That's what he might be positing. I'm just, like, kind of projecting what it could be. Kumara came to be worshipped together with Bishamonten and the Senju canon. Together they're called the Three Heavens. Bishamonten holds dominion over light and the sun, Canon over the heart and moon, and Kumara over earth and power. All of that is trivia. An alien god who came from Venus, that's the important part of this tale. In an earlier paper I posited that the god Yahweh, worshipped by Judean dwarves, was in fact a giant meteor. My discovery of the link between Kumara and Yamato and Tsurugi smithing is only strengthening my faith in this hypothesis. More than that, it opened a whole new dimension of understanding. Konjin, or Yahweh, was no mere meteor. Kumara was alive but eternal. Immutability is a property of metal, hence it's both life and metal, a crux. What else? If all myths are rooted in truth, there's a possibility, however small, that at some point in the distant past, something came to Earth from the stars. Something very much like a crux, but more. A complete life form. The perfect union of life and metal. Living metal. Does this god of living metal exist? Is it sleeping beneath our feet? That's the question I must needs ask. In my dreams, I see the shape of God. Sometimes it appears as a human figure brighter than the sun. Other times it's an enormous stone streaked with veins of light. The idea of... Okay, I remember reading this section. The idea of such a being is too distant from my meager experience, and I'm unable to form a clear image of its glory. So is there actually a thought that we might save her? By going to Mount Kumara, finding the reservoir? Is that the goal? Turn her into a complete Tsurugi? One that's able to act fully independently? Without any trouble? And requires no heat source? Could be interesting. If I could just be certain of its existence, if I could give my thoughts direction, I know I could delve closer to the truth. How I wish I could journey to the reservoir itself and see this god with my own eyes, or failing that, put my theory to rest once and for all. I can only lament the fate that bore me into this age where we lack the technology to make it possible. And yet, I won't give in to despair. Even if proof is out of reach, there must be evidence somewhere. I know what form it will take, the ultimate crux. If, as I argued before, the reason that cruxes cannot reproduce is that they're incomplete, then the ultimate crux will be one that is not bound by this limitation. Like its godsire deep below the ground, it will be able to implant other life forms with its spores, thereby achieving reproduction. If that is, my theory is correct. The ultimate crux, it will do me no good to wait and hope for what the future might bring. Although crux technology continues to improve, I can't help but feel science has turned away from the truth of what cruxes are. Yes, red cruxes can be manufactured in great quantity, but individually they're far inferior to any blood crux. The red crux is an offshoot distant from the root. That would be the manufactured ones that don't require you to sacrifice people to make them. If I'm to find the ultimate crux, the true child of God, it will be among the ancient cruxes extant in the world today. I must journey the breadth of Eurasia. First to Han. What bribes will a foreigner need to earn a glimpse of the vaunted Qixing? Then to Egypt. If I can but lay a hand on Tutankhamun's golden crux, I'll gladly bear any curse. And of course, I mustn't forget that island nation in the furthest east. The path ahead is long and dark, but I will walk it until I reach its end or draw my final breath. I'm a seeker of knowledge, it's my way, and I will not forsake it. Wolfram von Sievers. Savers. Is it Savers or Severs? Oh well.
お兄さん、そろそろ着くよ。
We're almost there, big bro. Chachimaru's voice calls my attention away from the paper, and I look out the limousine's armored window at the slowly shifting scenery. The convoy is trundling through the streets of Kamakura, Musha patrolling the skies above. Before us, a titanic structure towers in immovable majesty. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've seen it so close. The heart of Rokuhara Shogunate, Budaraku Castle. Well, it didn't get nuked so far. There's that.
呼ばれて
You called for me?
飛び出て
And so here I am.
来てやったってのに誰も出迎えに来ねえ。
Not even
寒
hello.
いんだよてめえら。
You guys are heartless.
呼んでいない。
I certainly didn't call for you.
右に同じ。
Same here.
いやいやいやいや、あまりに突然のご登場であったゆえ、前もってお知らせくださっていればこんな無礼はいたさなかったのでござるが。
My apologies, Chachimaru. You love the VN monologues? But you don't get the jargon? It's so funny. Yeah, that can be interesting. That one is actually like an interesting piece, because it's like the first time we're introduced to it, it's like a science paper we randomly read on the desk of someone who's really sketchy and really likes panties. But his philosophy, I think you get the gist of it even if you don't know it, because he does pose the premise. He's basically like, this thing you can only do from East Eurasia, or you can only do as a result of water from East Eurasia. And he's theorizing that it's like caused by fucking aliens. Weird shit. I don't like, you miss some of the technical terms, but I think that the gist of it comes through even if you don't know what's going on. You're like, they can do something. What is this thing they're doing? Oh, I don't know what those terms mean. But kind of works. Of course. Alright. My apologies, Chachimaru. Your arrival was so sudden. If you warned us in advance, we'd have prepared a proper welcome.
ともかく、
In any case,
よくぞお戻りくだされた。
I'm glad you're here.
この同心棒、100人力を得た心地で
Your
ござ
help
る。
is worth 100 men.
100人分の足手まといの間違いで
You
しょ
mean 100 useless fools?
100人分で進めばよいが。
We'll be lucky if it's only 100.
200人分は覚悟しといた方がいいな。
Probably more like 200.
そうね。
I bet. That face. My god.
じゃないでしょう。花から役に立つ気がないのかあんたは。
Just a minute. Did you come here just to cause trouble?
話を合わせてやったのに怒るし。相変わらずこの子は難しい子ですね。
I was trying to go along with you, man. You're as ornery as ever.
まあまあまあ、久々に宿坊が顔を揃えたのでござる。
This is the first time in weeks we've gathered together.
今日のとこ
Let's
ろ
celebrate the occasion.
再会を祝いましょうぞ。
よろしかろう。これも政治というものだ。
Very well, I can play politics when needed.
めでたい。
Good to see you, Chachimaru.
そうね。
Yes, wonderful.
こいつら実は人の上に立つ器量とか全然ないんじゃなかろうか。
These really the guys you want in charge?
まあまあ、やれやれ。
Oh well.
してちゃちゃまる殿、お伺いしたいのでござるが。
Now that the pleasantries are out of the way, perhaps you'd care to introduce us?
Huh?
Oh?
ああ、俺も聞きたかった。
Who is this?
誰だ、そいつは。
そうそう、紹介しないとね。今度新しく宛ての副官になった港影明中佐。
Alright, allow me to present my new first officer, Lieutenant Colonel Minato Kageaki. So I guess he's been implanted with the egg, and since she's pursuing something he wants, he's just mindlessly following her ambitions? Alright. Interesting way to manipulate someone, right?
港であります。よろしくお見知りおきのほど。
That's a new head for him, in addition to a new sprite. Minato Kageaki, at your service, your excellencies.
ほう。
Oh,
中佐
Lieutenant Colonel.
よろしくねー。
Pretty nice now.
いや、待て。港
Wait a minute, Minato?
そんな左官がいたか。
Did we have a battalion grade officer by that name?
俺の記憶にはないぞ。
I'm sure I would have remembered him.
当然だな。
I'm not surprised you don't.
元の部署。
What was his previous posting?
ねえよそんなの。昨日まで民間人だったし。
Didn't have one. He's a civilian until yesterday.
それがどうして今日から中佐なのだ。
Is he a colonel now?
そこはそれあれだ。
You know how it is.
どれだ。
No, explain.
捏造、軍歴とかいろいろ。
Forged documents, made up records, the usual.
堂々というこ
Is
とか。
that the usual?
ことねえだろ。ヨッカに通わせるとこから始めてたら手元で使えるようになるまで何年かかるかわからんし、この時期にんな悠長なことやってられるか。
I wasn't gonna send him to OCS first. I need him now, not 4 years from now, especially with what's going on.
だからってそんないい加減な話はないでしょうよ。まったくあんたはいつもいつも。
That's no reason to break every rule in the book. You're always doing things like
っ
this.
てつい言っちゃったけど、考えてみたらあんたそういう無茶な珍事ってあまりやらなかったわよね。
Never gone to such trouble to recruit someone, have you?
無茶やってまで使いたいほどの人間に巡り合わなかったからね。
Oh, that's because I never met anyone I wanted badly enough. And now I have.
言うな。
Really?
これがそれほどの男か。
Is this man worth so much?
どうなのだ。港とやら。飼い主は貴様のことを随分と飼っているようだが。
Kageyaki is going through his edgy phase. I mean, he's already edgy, but this is his extra edgy phase. You know, that emo phase. He's got his hair in front of his face, wearing all that. Well, he was already wearing black. He's wearing the blood red of the bad guys now. Well, are they really bad guys? They're bad, but are they the bad guys? I don't know about that one. So, what's say, Minato? Your master has an awfully high opinion of you? Nothing, because that's the edgy thing to say? Yep.
黙殺か。
Silence, is it? Very interesting.
いい度胸だな。その舐めた態度がどんな結果を招くのかわからぬわけではなかろう。
Insubordination carries only one penalty, but you know that, don't you?
度
Well,
胸
you've got
だ
a pair of
けは
balls on you.
お褒めに預かり光栄であります。閣下。
I'm honored to have earned your esteem, sir.
しかし、召喚は答えようのない問いに答える手間を省いたに過ぎません。
However, my intent was merely to save the general's time.
何が言いたい。
この港の優位無位は、働きによって明らかとなること。
Words do not prove a man's
この
worth,
別で
only
の
his
証明
deeds
は
can
致し
do
かりま
that.
す。仮に成し得たとしても、宿坊たる方々にご納得いただけるとは思えません。
As such, I do not believe I could have
返答を
provided
遠
your
慮いたしまし
excellencies
た。
with a satisfactory answer had I tried. What you're saying to me
つまり
is
貴
this.
様は俺にこういうわけか。知恵の足りない質問をするなと。
Keep your damn fool questions to yourself.
ご検察、感服つかまつりました。
Most astute observation, General Otori.
悪くない。
Not bad.
悪くないではないか。
Not bad at
この
all.
男。
This man of yours.
だろ。
Told you.
ああ、
So you did. So you did.
悪くない。
Not bad at all. He has his sword on his back. So does he have like a long... the hilt looks pretty long, so does he have a Nodachi on his back? I assume he'd have if he had a regular length katana, it would still be at his hip, right? I'm just curious. It must be an extended blade katana of some sort, right?
迷わず抜いたな。顔色も変え。
You drew your sword and without even batting an eye.
電柱の掟を知らんのか。
You know the penalty for bearing steel in the keep?
存じております。
I do, sir.
知った上で知ったことかと言いたいわけか。
He's using it in one hand. Perhaps he just prefers on the back? It's just not... Maybe it's just not plausible when he's wearing Muramasa? You don't give a damn, is that it?
シシク殿。
Shishku?
見逃していただこう。この男は仕掛けられて防いだだけ。
Let it go. This man was merely defending himself.
俺はざれただけだ。誰ぞが農会にかこつけて開いたランチ喜劇と変わらん。
Well, I was indulging in some light sport, much like a certain monk when he turned the theater into a bordello. See, I told you the monk was, I told you the monk was doing some stuff that got cut. Or sorry, Doshin did some stuff that got cut. There's a second reference to it. Well, when you put it that way.
悪くない。港影焼
Not bad, Minato Kageyaki, was it?
中佐。
は、ご記憶はありがたくあります。
Sir, your exceptional memory humbles me.
生意気な。悪くない。いちいち尺に触る。いまいましい男だ。
I've never met a man so loathsome. Not bad, not bad at all.
怖いわよ。あんたも何気に趣味思考が変よ
You're
ね。
creeping me out. I didn't know you had such weird tastes.
貴様にだけは言われたくない言葉だ。しかしチャチャマルよ、こんな男をどこの山から拾ってきた？
You're the last person I need to lecture me about taste. Now tell me, Shamaru, from what hell did you drag this man?
倒幕さんちのお山から。
Oh, the same one all rebels hang out in.
おいおい。
Hold on. Hold on.
ほう、
A rebel, was he?
この男、元はハントか。たやすく説を曲げるようには見えんが、どうやって口説いた？
Doesn't strike me as a man who'd change colors easily. A rebel? How did you convince him to come to our
いや
side?
何、もともと彼には倒幕も砂漠もなくてね。ただ結果的に幕府と敵対することが多かったってだけでね。
Oh, that was easy. He didn't care about the politics to begin with. He just had a way of ending up on that side of the battlefield.
彼とこっちの利害のすり合わせをして味方に引き入れました。
So all he had to do is prove his needs would be better served with us.
利害か。
His needs? He has an
何か個
agenda
人
then?
的な目論みがあると。
もうね、
Sure
で
does.
も秘密。
It's a secret though.
信用できるのか？
Can he be trusted?
当てと同じくらいかな。
As much as I can. I like the answer. Chachimaru's like, yeah, you can trust him as much as I can. Chachimaru is the person who killed the shogun. You can trust him, but it's not very far.
そうか。
Good, good. Of course, I think they just assume Chachimaru is still trustworthy.
そうかじゃないっての。こいつと同じじゃまるで信用できんわ。
That's the same as saying he can't be trusted at all. Well, at least someone notices that. At least someone noticed that.
全くだな。が、
Indeed, but no matter.
構うまい。信用などできんのはどうせ誰も彼も同じだ。ん？
Trust isn't a luxury we can afford in the first place.
今のも愚かしい質問だったということになるのか？
I believe that makes it two foolish questions I've asked today.
どうだ、
How about a
港
colonel?
中佐。
ご自覚の通りでよろしいかと存じます。
It's a wise man who learns from his mistakes, sir. Yeah, I'd love to.
チャチャマル、この男俺によこせ。代わりに一個大隊回してやる。
Give this man to me, Chachimaru. You can have a full battalion in exchange.
ダメ。
Not a chance.
ちょっとシシク、あんたは認めるわけ？
Wait a minute, Shishiku. This man was a rebel.
よりにもよって逆賊上がりの男を登用するなんてふざけた真似を。
Are you seriously suggesting we allow a turncoat into our ranks?
ああ。
Yeah.
同心様。
Reverend?
まあ、よろしいのではござ
I
らん
don't
か
see why we shouldn't. Doshin's met him before too, right?
そんな。
But
いやいや、雷長殿の懸念はごもっとも。されどこれは堀越軍のこと。チャチャマル殿が全て承知した上での差配とあらば、我らがああだこうだという筋合いではござらぬ。
I understand your objections, but this is a matter internal to the Horigoe military district. If Chachimaru herself signed off on it, we have no right to interfere.
それは、そうですけれど。
加えて申さば、こちらの御人、それがしもいささか存じてござる。
In addition, I myself met this man once before. Now he's gonna reveal that. Okay.
なかなかに面白き男。あの折とはどうも印象が異なるが、そこも含めて興味深い。
It was an interesting encounter. I'm getting a rather different impression of him this time, but that too intrigues me.
いかがでござるかな、雷長殿。ここは、それがしが頭を下げ申そう。
What say you, Raicho? Consider it a personal favor for me? How many personal favors does Doshin owe everybody? I swear.
なんといってもチャチャマル殿が戻られためでたき日。
After all, Chachimaru returned to us. Let's be merry, shall we?
同心様がそうおっしゃるの。でもいいこと港とやら。マロはお前のような男を信用したわけではなくってよ。
Let me get one thing straight, Minato. This doesn't mean I trust you. I don't. Not one bit, you hear?
は、寛大なお心に感謝いたします。
Understood. Thank you for your generosity.
華麗にして優美なるお弓中将閣下。
It will be a pleasure to serve under a warrior as elegant and beautiful as yourself, General Imagawa.
あら、
Oh my.
美しさを理解する目は備えているよね。
At least you understand beauty.
まあそんな当たり前のことを言われたって嬉しくもなんともないけれど。
Of course, anyone with eyes in their head would recognize how magnificent I am, so don't expect me to thank you or anything.
あまり強量なのも美しくないかしら。そうね。一応のところは認めてあげることにするわ。
Still
港
courtesy
中さ。
a quality of the beautiful. Allow me to welcome you to Rokuhara, Colonel Minato.
ありがたくあります。
Thank you, sir.
単純。
Easily swayed, just comment on how good he looks.
ある意味羨ましいやっちゃ。
In a way, I envy him. Raicho, swayed by just someone telling him that he looks good. Alright.
うまくやったね、お兄さん。
Nice job back there, big bro.
何が？
What are you talking about?
さっきのうまいことライチョのツボついておだてあげるなんてなかなかのくせ者でありますな。
What you handled, Raicho. Didn't take you long to figure out the right buttons to push, you sly fox you.
あ
How
あ、
that?
あれか。あれなら単に本心だ。
That was just my honest opinion.
ふーん。
Oh. What? Let's read that again. Blah 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 blah. It'd be a pleasure to serve under a warrior as elegant and beautiful as yourself. He did say he was beautiful. What? We're deep in the bowels of Futaraku Castle in one of the rooms set aside for Chachamaru's use.
ま、とにかくこれで挨拶は済んだし、今日はもう何もないな。
That takes care of our plans for today.
のんびりしましょう。明日からなんやらかんやら忙しいしね。
Take it easy. Things will get busy starting tomorrow. With a heavy sigh, Chachamaru turns and heads for the sofa. I grab her by the neck and slam her onto the nearby desk.
え？
Eh? Oh, where's this coming from? Just hang on a second, okay?
騒ぐな。
Quiet. One arm's enough to keep her small frame pinned. It's more difficult than it looks, but Chachamaru doesn't seem impressed by my dexterity. What are you doing?
こんな惜しき背をよこし。
You put me in this absurd getup? I indicate my uncomfortable Rokuhara uniform.
不堕落へ連れてきた挙句に副官だと。何
Then
の
you
茶
drag me
番
to
だ。
Futaraku Castle for what? To be your aide? What game is this?
それはその。
Well, you see.
俺がいつお前の手下になった。
When did I become your servant?
それは形だけだってば。ちゃんとした地位についててもらった方がお兄さんも動きやすいかと思って。
It's just for appearances. Come on, I thought you'd need a good reason to be here.
余計な世話だ。
Who asked you? I squeezed her flesh roughly.
いいか。
Let's make one thing perfectly clear.
俺はお前に協力などしない。
I don't serve you.
お前が俺に協力するのだ。
You serve me.
ヒカルを救うために。
You'll help me save Hikaru. Yeah.
それができないというな
If
ら。
you can't. I tighten my hand around Chachamaru's neck, harder until there can be no mistaking my intent. This is what he considers threatening. Threatening. ATK. What are you drawing? Threatening, guys. This is a threatening pose. Okay.
お前を生かしておく必要
Then
は
I
ない。
have no reason to keep you alive.
それやります。視力を尽くして全力で。
I'll do anything you need.
っていうか、それが当てる目的
Hey, wait, that's my goal too.
分かっている。お前が事の順序を履き違えてい
I
な
know,
け
I'm
れ
just
ば
making sure you understand how things work here.
俺は光のためにしか動かん。堀越雲、お前に手を貸すのは、それが光の身に益する限りにおいてだ。
I'll do nothing that doesn't help Hikaru. If I appear to be on your side, Your Excellency. That is only because our goals coincide.
はい。
Got it.
副官か。
General Zaid, what a nuisance.
面倒なこと。何かにつけさっきのあの連中と面を突き合わせなくてはならんわけか。どいつもこい
I
つ
suppose I have to deal with those three
一
often.
癖二癖どころか。
I've never met a more ridiculous
むしろ
bunch. Like
癖
I
し
put
か
on
ない
this
よ
earth.
うな将軍ども。
Like they're put on this earth as some kind of joke.
本当だね。
know, right? Yeah.
お前が筆頭だ。
You're the worst of them.
はいち。
Ouch.
想像するだに疲れる。
Thought's
投
exhausting.
稿拒否時の心情が
Now
わ
I
かる。
understand how hermits feel.
でも勝手にやっちゃったのはごめんなさいなのですが、やっぱりそれなりの立場にいてくれた方がいろいろやりやすいと思いますのです。味としてもお兄さんに不堕落を任せて外で動けるようになるし。
Weren't expecting that. Yep. Well, especially you, because I don't know how much you've been hanging around. The author does do some spicy art of his characters, of his female characters, I should say. I wasn't expecting it in this context, though. It seems kind of weird. Unless it transitions somewhere. We'll see. I think it'll make things easier now that I have to take care of stuff elsewhere. I can leave things here to you.
というわけなんで、許していただけると嬉しい
So,
ななんて
you could
思っ
just,
たりとか。
you know, forgive me and all. You're expecting this, but the moments out of there, exactly. I think it's the scene that's out of nowhere. The art seems slightly too, like, the art is slightly too erotic for what the situation in the dialogue is describing. No matter.
もういい。
What's done is
既
done.
成事実はどうにもならん。お前は俺の道具だ。それだけのものだと思ってお
Never
け。
forget that. This is also not Kageyaki's normal personality, right? Which is also why it's a bit weird, because you don't know what he's gonna do. That might be why it's a little bit jarring. Because presumably he's just acting on impulse. Ah, there we go. The eyes changed.
うん。
今のもう一度
One more.
Once more.
もう。
Mom?
もう一度
Say it again, please.
お前は俺の道具だ。
You're a tool, Chachima. My tool. That's what gets Chachimaru going? Alright. I know why, but that's still... Ah. A horny Tsurugi? Okay, okay. He's behaving strangely all of a sudden. I suppose it makes no difference. She likes a little bit of degradation. All right. Well. All right. I mean, you can say that might be a little bit weird, but I gotta say at least it's not. I mean, I gotta say it's not everyone. So all right. I would complain if this was everyone. If it's one person, that's kind of fine. Especially because she kind of has a good reason, as I'm pretty sure she's not human, she's a Tsurugi. Which is basically living power armor. And in her case, she's like one of 3 in the world that's learned how to shapeshift into a person. That we know of. Because the power armor can already transform. I don't know how it generates flesh and goes back to its original form. We don't fucking know, but our set of power armor can do it. Chachimaru, we believe, is the same and can do it, so, sure. Why not? You might need to give this a read sometime. It's actually pretty good. A little bit edgy. This is the censored version, which I got on GOG. But if you want the uncensored version, you can either download a patch for it or get it from JAST or whatever it's called, the publisher directly. I believe the publisher has either a patch, for free, obviously, or you can just buy the game directly if you want the uncensored one.
こういう時にはなんかこう言葉があってもいいんじゃないかなと思
The
った
guy
りと
usually,
か。
I don't know. Say something?
そうだな。
I'm finished with you.
用は済んだから出て
Get
い
out.
け。
つうかここ当ての部屋なんですが。
This is my room.
だからどうした？
So, are you
お前は
suggesting I
俺を追い
leave?
出したいのか？
そんなつもりは決して全く。
当然だ。
Of course not.
出
Kaguya
てい
giving
くの
weird
が嫌な
faces.
らいても構わんが。その辺の隅でおとなしくしていろ。
You want to stay,
目
then
障
stay.
りにならないようにな。
But keep quiet and out of sight.
この言い草あんまりだ。女の敵だ。
A real fucking piece of work treating a lady this way. I can't deal with this. Ignoring Chachamaru, I lie down on the bed for a short rest. Her sobs make a decent lullaby.
でもさ、
But you know,
お兄さんあんまし変わってないよね。理性的だし。
you really haven't changed much considering you've still got your reason. Chachamaru is no longer sulking. Instead, she kneels at the side of the bed, looking at me with a gleam in her eyes. My reason?
今、けだもの呼ばわりされたばかりだが。
Didn't you just call me a beast?
そりゃしますともしないでか。
Yes, I did. And I meant it too.
けど他の人間に比べるとね、これまでお姫に汚染された人はみんなああなってたわけだし。
But there's a world of difference between you and the rest. Everyone else the princess touch winds up like, you know. Yeah, mindless killers.
確かにな。
I see what you mean. The ones I've encountered were indeed beasts, slaves to their primal urges. I, however, still maintain my ability to think and speak, which makes me a rather striking
他
exception.
に俺のような奴はいなかったのか？
There's never been anyone like me?
Hmm.
Nope.
今更の疑問だが、
Seems pointless to worry about it
奇
now.
妙な話だな。
Still, I wonder why.
お前にはわかるか？
You know?
そうだね。
Well,
知的に言えばお姫を守ることがお兄さんの望みだったからかな。狂犬になっちゃったら守れないっしょ。
I say it's the nature of your desire more than anything else. You want to protect her, and you can't do that if you're an animal. At least that's the romantic answer.
三分的に言えば、
The realistic answer?
剣の守り。そうこうしてなくても武者と剣はつながってるからね。いくらか波の威力が減災されたんでない？
Yes, Tsurugi. You're still connected to each other. It might be dampening the effect somewhat. Either theory is plausible. Perhaps it's some mixture of both, or neither. In any case,
どうでも構わ
doesn't
ん。
matter.
そうだね。
For true.
大事なのは一つだけ。
There's only one thing we care about.
お兄さんが最高の状態にあるってことだ。
That you're ready to take on the world.
ああ、
Exactly. Gachimara is absolutely right. I'm in perfect condition, physical and mental. It's the only thing that matters. The power of Ginsego's egg purified my soul. It's refreshing to be so utterly free of doubt. Yes, yes, a magic plot item that makes you free of doubt. No downsides to that, I'm sure. I'm finding it harder and harder to believe there was a time when I cared about so many things. I now know I can make any sacrifice, do any deed if it'll serve my one purpose, and all without a glimmer of hesitation or regret.
だから心配事も一個だけあるんだよね。
That's why I'm a little worried.
なんだ？
About?
お兄さんを元に戻す可能性のあるやつ。堀越に残してきたあれ。
The one person who can turn you back to the way you were? You know, the one we left in Horigoe?
あ
Muramasa.
壊しちまった方が後腐れはないし、心情的にもぜひそうしたいとこなんだけどね。
It would have been safer to
壊
destroy
す
her.
の
Would have
はい
felt
つで
great
もやれ
too.
るしな。
But I imagine there'll be a time for that later.
ま、今後の情勢によってはあれがまた入り用になる場面もあり得るからね。その辺を検討した後で決めましょう。
And it's possible, depending on how things here go, that we might need her again. We can get rid of her after we know what's what.
あいつが自力で逃げ出すのはまず無理だし、助けに来る仲間なんかもいないでしょ。
There's no way she can escape on her own. And she doesn't have friends to rescue her, right?
いるまい。
Of course not. Certainly not in this time period. The only person with which whom she shares a past, her mother, is her sworn enemy.
加えて言えば、あれが俺の前にやってきたとしても、俺を元に戻すのは不可能
Were
だ。
she to make an attempt, I'll never go back to the way I was. That's what they all say once they're mind controlled, right? Yeah, there's nothing to worry about.
それなら問題なんて何もない。当てとお兄さんは
I'm sure the plot's going to
目的
continue
を
with our
果たせる
character
よ。
permanently affected by this mind alteration device, and the story won't end at some point with him removing it. Nothing can stop us from reaching our goal. Our goal.
光を。
To save Hikaru. Save her from a wasting death, the price she has paid for her superhuman might.
神に人を超えた存在に生まれ変わらせる。
By making her a god, we'll set the stage for her apotheosis.
本人が望む通り。
Just like she wants.
相変わらずヨタ話にしか聞こえねえ
Still
って
think it's a
顔
fairy
で
tale,
す
don't
ね
you?。
ヨタ話にしか聞こえん。
What else am I supposed to think? Well, you got like, I don't know, a month to make a fairy tale reality, so good luck.
あの論文読んでも
Even after reading that paper? Was that even peer-reviewed?
余計に疑わしくなったくらいだ。
That only made it worse.
この地面の下に
God
神がい
sleeping
る。
underground? Nonsense.
信じろという方がどうかしている。
I'd have to be a fool to believe that. Good thing you're that kind of fool.
ごもっとも。だいたいタイトルからして剣無双論だしね。書いた当時は
Right?
筆者自身が内容をろくすっぽ信じてなかったって代物だ。
I mean, even the dude who wrote it called it a fantasy. He hardly believed it himself.
でも
That's changed.
今は違う。
Now he knows he was right all along.
地の底深くに眠る者の実在は
God's there,
確信されている。
right beneath our feet.
神を推論するあいつと神を感受するあてが出会ったから。
Meeting me did the trick. I can sense what he could only predict. Ah, you can use your telepathy.
実在を認めたならあとは引っ張り出すだけ。
Now that we know God's real, all that's left is to drag him out of hiding.
神は来るよお兄さん。
God will come, big bro, trust me.
ヨタ話だな。
Nonsense.
そこいらの新興宗教だってもう少しマシな勧誘するよね。
I know, I know.
これじゃ信者は集まらんわ。
Most cults have more believable stories. Won't get people to drink the Kool-Aid with this one.
だが、乗ってやる。その具にもつかん夢物語だけが、光を生かす希望なら。
But so be it. If this delusion of yours is Hikaru's last hope, then so be it. Those lines are hella metal. Yeah. Yeah, that is a heck of a metal line there. You're right.
つまりは、光の存命がもはや空想でしかありえないというのなら、
It's quite
現
simple.
実を叩き壊して、
If only a
空
fantasy
想
will
を
save
後
Hikaru,
釜に据えてやる。
I'll just destroy reality itself. Wow, you and Hikaru really do think the same way.
この世の何が邪魔をしよう
Nothing in the world
と
will stop me. Yes, that's my purpose. To love Minato Hikaru and devote myself to her body and soul. That's why Minato Kageeki exists, and of this, I have no doubt. What was that?
忠誠の忠。
My kiss of fealty? No, she was blushing. That was a chew? Alright. I guess so.
お兄さんは当ての主だ。お兄さんが世界と戦うなら、当ては世界に向かって振るわれる力になる。
If the world's your enemy, let me be the blade you thrust at its heart.
剣にも
I'll be
盾
your
にも
sword, your shield,
銃
whatever
に
you
もな
need.
って。おに、
ちょちょまる。
Gotcha,
だから、一緒に行こうね、お兄さん。
So take me with you, brother. I should reiterate for like, I'm pretty sure that they're not related at
世
all.
界の終
I
わ
don't
り
know
ま
why
で
she calls you Nissan other than that. You look older than her. To the end of the world.
Oh.
Of course. How long have I been trapped in this darkness? There's no change here, no movement of light or air, just a single moment stretched to infinity. The darkness is closed, my chains unbreakable, and my heart, my Shingane, is rusting away. I failed him. My master Kageaki is gone. He locked me in this place and then disappeared. No doubt he stands with Chachamaru now. I don't blame him for this, how could I? The change that took him I could have prevented if only I'd had the power. But I was weak and now all is lost. The chains binding me are forged of Tsurugi steel. I can't hope to break free. Yet worse, they disrupt the flow of heat. I don't know how, I only know they prevent me from using my power. And so I'm left with nothing but to lie here useless and broken like a doll whose owner has moved on. I deserve no less. It's a fair end for one as worthless as I. But not for him.
Mito.
My thoughts are now full of him. I swore I'd give him strength and that I'd be worthy of the trust he showed me. But I failed him at his moment of greatest need. I let his soul be torn from him, twisted and bound to the service of Ginsego. That snake, Chachamaru, said it would make him honest. And in a sense, she spoke the truth. It didn't change him into something new. It took one part of him and made it the whole. Everything else, everything that might have kept him in check, was discarded like so much waste. His doubt, the conflict between his sense of duty and his desire to save Minato Hikaru. The egg ended that conflict once and for all before he could make the choice himself. I'm sure he's found a kind of peace. I myself once told him to abandon guilt, abandon duty, and become but a tool to serve my purpose. I even tried to force it on him with the same power that holds him now. But he rejected the escape I offered. Instead, he pledged to honor my will if I'd honor his. Oh, we might be joined not as master and slave, but as two comrades. In battle, two halves of a whole. I won't forget that moment, though I might live 10,000 years. Nor will I abandon him to the consequences of my failure. I won't sit by and watch as he's forced to break the promise that brought us together. Kageaki needs me. I must go. Alas, the desperate cry of my soul is not enough to break the chains that bind me, and this is hardly my first attempt. Nothing has changed, the darkness still cages me with bars cold as ice. Each attempt merely widens the cracks in my Shingane, bringing me closer to final oblivion. Once, I slept through centuries, unthinking, unfeeling. But now I have a master and I can't be alone. I need him. Rusting away. I feel the end approaching, and sooner or later despair will destroy me. But do I have the right to reject that fate? I've already proven my worthlessness. Is he not better off without me? Rusting away in the dark.
Oh
my god, it's this guy. Kuronose? I don't know how you ended up here, but this looks like a chance to repay that favor I owe. Yep. I don't remember what his actual name is. So, we're free. Muramasa's free. Conference room is crowded. The four generals who lead Lord Kuhara are seated around the center table, each with a number of aides at their back. They're planning something, but I don't know if we're going to find out what they're planning today.